game.
I ain't never had a problem with the Bengals. We own y'all.
All that talking ain't scaring nobody.
You better check the rap sheet. Y'all won 1 out of 5 games.
85 gonna play every day.
You garbage. You wish you was leaving.
Play every day.
You know it.
85
You
gonna play every day.
Well, Jeff Triplett, the referee, had to step in at one point and now put all the talk aside. We're ready to get it started. Jim Nance and Phil Simms here in Pittsburgh.
That sounded just like you and I in a production meeting, how we yell at each other. But it was all done in good fun, a lot of laughing. Even the officials were on the field laughing. So good atmosphere for a great game.
Kenny Watson is on the goal line waiting for the Reed kick. Downwind, and there is a significant breeze. And it's Watson pushing a blocker ahead. Excellent run back for Watson to the 39-yard line. Here comes Carson Palmer, directed his team to a victory here at Heinz Field last December. Says he loves playing here. Excellent atmosphere here, he says, in Pittsburgh. Big change on the line with Rich Bram out with a knee. Guycheck gets his second career start. And Rudy Johnson, what a start to his season. Leads the AFC in rushing, second in the NFL to Warrick Dunn. And Houshmandzadeh in motion, his first game action of the regular season. He's been out with a heel injury. It's Rudy Johnson trying the Willie Anderson side of that line. And he is mowed down by Larry Foote and others for no gain. On that line, by the way, Brett Kiesel is in for Kimo von Oelhoffen, who was the one who hit Palmer last year. Von Oelhoffen now with the Jets. Porter, we saw him, heard from him before the game. And Polamalu, the former college roommate at USC of Carson Palmer. Just a very quick huddle for the Bengals. And Palmer directing from the line of scrimmage on 2nd and 10. They go to the same side of the field, and this time knocked down, wrestled down by Larry Foote again, running behind Jeremy Johnson for 7.
Well, when you watch this Bengals offense, they like to do the no huddle, the hurry up offense, not here on 3rd down. And as you watch the game, Carson Palmer will get under the center. You think he's going to snap it, but he just wants to see what the defense is going to do. Then they decide what play they're going to run.
It's brought in Chris Henry as a 3rd receiver on 3rd down and 3. Palmer looks left, throws middle, ball deflected and incomplete. Ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage.
The Steeler defense wants to get off to a good start. They get push on the pocket against Carson Palmer, and even though he's 6'6", if a defensive lineman raises his hand, there is no way you can throw over the top of him on short balls over the middle.
That was Aaron Smith who deflected it, and McFadden was in on the coverage of Henry. So Larson to punt. 3 plays and a punt. Santonio Holmes, the rookie, shoves a Cincinnati player, but he lets it bound into the end zone for the touchback. 54-yard boot, but net only 34. It's Kelly Washington he threw down. And here comes Ben Roethlisberger. His team shut out on Monday night by the Jags. Faneca on that line with everybody back. And Hines Ward, his last 4 games here at Heinz Field against Cincinnati, 4 touchdowns. His rushing attack for the Steelers last week, the worst of the Cowher era. Only 26 yards on the ground last week. They come out throwing. Roethlisberger had good time now, directing downfield. He's waiting for Cedric Wilson to get open, make a move, and he almost pulls it down one-handed. The Cincinnati defense led the NFL a year ago with 44 takeaways. They've given up most of their points here in the first 2 games in the 4th quarter. There's the plugger Sam Adams coming over as a free agent. Ginty starting as David Pollock with that neck injury out for the year. And Case Baharn steps in today for Dexter Jackson, who was out with injury. And Marvin Lewis, the Pittsburgh native, raised right here in McDonald, Pennsylvania, in the Pittsburgh outskirts. His parents are here in the stands today. Willie Parker on 2nd and 10, just gets it back to the line of scrimmage, running into John Thornton. How about your spotlight, Phil, when they have the ball?
Well, a couple good keys today. Can the Steelers offense get in a rhythm? They could not do that last week, and you get in rhythm by getting some first downs and let the coaches get in rhythm with you and call good plays. Jim, you already said it, the pluggers. The Cincinnati Bengals do not have to gamble like they used to last year to stop the run, because one big reason, Sam Adams, number 95, is inside to stop inside runs by the opposing offense.
It's a passing down now, 3rd and 10, and the Steelers have brought in Nate Washington and Ron Haynes. Roethlisberger wide open. He hits Wilson. Wilson with a great move to move it into Cincinnati territory. Only his 2nd catch of the season. And the Steelers have already advanced the ball deeper into the opponent territory than they did all Monday night at Jacksonville.
They were ready for it. Here comes the blitz. The Steelers have protection going that way, and then Wilson does a double move to the top. Look at that. Outside, and that is tough. Torrey James, he knows it's a blitz. Usually when you send 2 guys, the quarterback has to get rid of it quick, but the Steelers were ready for it. Roethlisberger could hold it, and it resulted in a big play.
Last week, they never got past the 46 of the Jags. This snap from the 44. That was a 36-yard play, and only a yard on the run by Willie Parker. That's Landon Johnson on the tackle.
Look at the top of your screen, fake inside. Oh, Cedric Wilson. And so much of getting open in the NFL by a wide receiver, you got to be a good actor. You got to sell. And that time he sold an inside route so well that the defender says, well, he's got to be going in there. Nope, outside. That's why he had so much space between him and the defensive back.
It's 2nd down and 9. Wilson with only 1 catch the first 2 weeks for 12 yards. Comes out with the 36-yard haul. Move the Steelers into Bengal territory. 2nd down and 9. Another man is open. It's Miller. And he collides for a moment with Jonathan Joseph, the rookie first-rounder from South Carolina, and then kind of runs him over for a couple of extra yards, setting up 3rd and 1.
Well, a couple things as I watch the start of this game. Ben Roethlisberger is getting an extraordinary amount of time to throw the football. And when he does that, receivers will get open. And 2, the Bengals, they talked about. They want to keep him in the pocket, but there's plenty of space for him to move around. And on the first pass play, he got outside, so not a good start for the Bengals defense.
It's 3rd and 1. Double tight end. They fake into Kreider and dump it off to Parker for the first down all the way to the 22. Hernandez-Jones finally pushes him out, but that certainly fooled the Bengals, and picks up 13.
Fooled me too. And I'll tell you what, you want to get your offense in rhythm, you got a quarterback who you think might be struggling and all that. So much of it can be conquered by good play calls by the offensive coordinator. And Ken Wisenhunt, he's in rhythm too, the offensive coordinator for the Steelers, catching the Bengals off guard.
Hines Ward is not in. They've got a 2nd tight end, Jeremy Tooman, on 1st down and 10. Emphatic fake to Parker. The pass in the area of Wilson, and a flag. The flag comes in. Torrey James was down defending.
Illegal contact. Number 20 on the defense. 5-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
You know, Jim, Torrey James beaten for a big play, now has pass interference, top of your screen. Think about it like this. You're a baseball player up at bat. You're expecting fastball, they throw a curve.
I mean, look at this. Well past the 5 yards down the field.
Yeah, that's
tangled.
There's a lot of the pass interference, but it's like a batter in baseball. If you're guessing and you guess wrong, now what do? So Torrey James in a tough spot early in the game at corner.
Another first down. Is this a reverse? Yes, here they go. And Roethlisberger's out there looking to block someone. And Wilson's down to the 3. Delta O'Neal prevented the touchdown. Faneca and Kendall Simmons were two of those who opened up the right side off the reverse.
You must do your job. Watch, nobody. There goes Robinson down the line of scrimmage. Nobody looking for the cutback. Nobody looking for the reverse. Look at that. Everybody chasing. And the Steelers, wise, they see it. You cannot over-pursue. You must do what your job is on each and every single play.
They've got a 1st and goal to go. And it's Parker blitzing straight ahead for the touchdown. Right behind his fullback, Kreider. And the Steelers, who were blanked 6 days ago, respond with a first possession drive and touchdown today.
And Jim, we were there with the Steelers. We've talked to both teams. I did not see this coming or really expect it. I just didn't feel like the Steelers had great confidence about what they've done the first 2 weeks. But they come out and make a lot of really good plays. Got all their key guys involved in the game early.
Warren will snap it to Gardocki, and Reed will attempt the point after. 7-0 Steelers. Carson Palmer staying loose. He'll be coming back out. But Pittsburgh has its first rushing touchdown of the 2006 season.
Tired of being nickeled and dimed by other airlines?
Is this your first flight?
On Southwest Airlines, our leather seats, blankets, pillows, snacks, and smiles are always free.
You are now free to move about the country.
You've waited, you've dreamed, and now it's finally back. Endless shrimp at Red Lobster. The only time of year to enjoy all the irresistible shrimp you can eat. Don't miss Endless Shrimp right now, only at Red Lobster.
When you get every ATM fee from any machine at any bank, anywhere in the country automatically refunded, you just have to celebrate. Go to eTrade.com and be blown away.
With more trucks on the road with 250,000 miles than any other brand, there's nothing tougher than Ford F-Series.
Hey, Jack. Dad? That looks like my old truck. Well, now it's your new truck. Wow.
Bold moves. They happen every day.
For the teams of the new Amazing Race, it's not how far they go, but the obstacles they face.
We've never been around gay people.
Amazing.
I like them. I hate quitting.
We're done. An all-new episode of The Amazing Race. CBS tonight after 60 Minutes.
Well, the Steelers had 9 first downs against Jacksonville for the entire game. They had 5 on that drive. It's an 80-yard drive, and their longest in that one Monday night was only 26 yards. That was really clicking.
Well, we've said the word rhythm already about 6 times in the pregame and our opening of this game, and Jim, you know a lot about it. And the Steelers show they got right into the rhythm on both sides of the ball. Physical on defense and just making plays on offense.
Couple of third down conversions too. 36-yarder to Wilson, and then that little fake where they tossed it to Parker to keep the drive going, leading to the Parker run for the score. Kenny Watson, not like the first run back, only to the 24. That is it. We'll see Palmer and the Bengals for the second time. But where will they snap the football? There is a flag on the field.
And you know what? For once, it really was a late flag. Like they were walking off the field and the side judge came flying over, the field judge, I should say. A little altercation. As you could hear the sarcasm, Jim, the old late flag. It's like, oh, the play's over. Oh, I'm going to throw a flag now.
You don't agree that there's any such thing?
No.
There are offsetting fouls on the play. Personal foul. Number 57, kicking team. Unnecessary roughness. 97, correction. Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness. 50 of the receiving team. Those penalties will offset. First down.
Called on Brooks of the Bengals, Arnold Harrison of the Steelers. Cincinnati from the 24 when we come back.
Cool play.
Thanks. How about a Bud Light?
Yeah, great.
Get on it.
That's not what you think it is.
Oh? Then what is it?
Did somebody open a Bud Light?
Refreshingly smooth Bud Light. Always worth it.
Here, have mine. Bud Light?
Here at the Chic Shave Lab, we have been testing the new Chic Quattro Titanium in simulated social environments to see if it really is off the easy.
3, 2, 1.
Off the easy, indeed.
New Chic Quattro Titanium stays sharp to give you a close, smooth shave with less irritation than the leading brand. It's the only razor with 4 advanced blades made with titanium.
New Chic Quattro Titanium, the power of 4 meets titanium.
Baby, you can't leave me. I didn't know you didn't like that.
Look, Melissa, you know I like you, but I just don't see where this relationship is heading. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's go.
There's a better way to phone for less.
Sweet. Vonage.
Unlimited local and long distance calling, just $24.99 a month. Sign up now and get 1 month free.
I'll do anything you want.
Vonage, one smart decision among many, many stupid ones. Call 1-800-970-4025.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 41. Campbell's Chunky, official soup and chili sponsor of the NFL. And by refreshingly smooth Bud Light, always worth it.
We are back in Pittsburgh, and some jawing during the timeout. Again, it was Porter, Joey Porter, and Chad Johnson.
That's a shot.
You know they love it. Second series for the Bengals, 3 and out the first time. It's Rudy Johnson tiptoeing through some traffic and a nice run for 6 yards. Rudy Johnson, 96 and 145 yards in his first 2 games, and they marvel at the conditioning of this running back coming into this year. No huddle, and 2nd down and 4, it's pitched right back to him, and he is caught from behind, ridden down by Aaron Smith.
Jim, you know the conditioning, it was talked about to us last night by Marvin Lewis with Rudy Johnson. He played hurt last year, and everybody just doesn't take into account how much that can really affect the running back. But Marvin Lewis said one night at 11 o'clock at night, he called him and said, "I'm coming into town. Tell the security at the stadium I'm coming over to work out." That tells you about his dedication and also shows you how good a shape he stayed in.
They opened it up at midnight for the workout. 3rd down and 3. Palmer, open man for the first. And a big wallop. Houshmandzadeh with his first catch of the season. And he is pancaked by James Ferrier after the catch.
Such respect the Steelers show this Bengals passing game. They kind of just drop back and try to avoid giving up big pass plays because of all the speed and skill of the receivers and the quarterback.
First down, 37-yard line.
There was the fake. He sees there's a safety in the middle. He could throw a route to the sideline now.
He sees Polamalu inching up. Audibles to a running play for Rudy Johnson, who also got hooked up with a nutritionist in the offseason. No more pizza, no more burgers and chips. And Marvin Lewis says he'll read about everything that goes into a meal. He checks everything that's listed.
Success and greatness is never an accident. You got to do everything you can to get yourself there.
He wants to know exactly what's in it. 1,400-yard season, in 05 when they said really after 3 games his season should have been over with a knee surgery. Back to him. Left side, not clear. Ferrier in on the hit again, along with Brett Kiesel. That's a loss of a yard. It'll be 3rd and 8.
The Bengals really showing a lot of patience. The Steelers have been in a couple defenses, I think, that allows Carson Palmer to throw it outside one-on-one to Chad Johnson or Houshmandzadeh, but he's chosen instead to run it up the middle with Rudy Johnson.
Their first 6 snaps on 1st or 2nd down have been running plays with Rudy. They've got Kenny Watson in the game now in a 3rd down situation. 3rd, we'll call it 8. Palmer ducks, fumbles, picked up by Watson, and he's out across for the 1st. Kenny Watson, ever alert. Ike Taylor was coming in over. Watch this right here.
Top of your screen. Nice duck. Carson Palmer gets away, but the hustling defense, they keep coming after you, and it's hard to get away.
Boy, ducked under Taylor. Taylor then eventually makes the tackle, but it was Clark Hagan's who hit the quarterback, forced the fumble, but the Bengals recover.
Big break.
Trying to make the most of it, but Foot's right in on him, and another fumble. Again recovered by Cincinnati. Larry Foote knocked the ball loose this time.
When you play the Pittsburgh Steelers, they love to blitz their linebackers from the middle. They cross on the inside, and they do it a lot. So you think the Bengals would be ready for it. That time they cross, Larry Foote just comes in almost untouched. And you can see how athletic he is to miss and still get back and make the hit on Carson Palmer.
Big recovery by Eric Guychek, 2nd-year player from Central Michigan, to fill in for Graham today. 2nd down and 15. Palmer's pass picked off. Sideline route read by Deshae Townsend, who's looking for Chris Henry. Townsend with the interception, and the Steelers will have the ball for the 2nd time, this time beginning at the 46.
She is the team mom of the Pittsburgh Steelers, mother of 53 boys. Big boys. That's why she's big on Campbell's Chunky. Campbell's Chunky. Hearty meals packed with big chunks of beef, chicken, or sausage. Savory soups and chili to feed an NFL-sized hunger. Team Mom, we salute you. Campbell's Chunky, a new chunky healthy request. Meals that fill you up right.
Ford Super Duty, the most capable pickup in America. Bold moves, they happen every day.
Hello, I'm a Mac.
And I am no one.
Okay, PC, what do you...
Listen, friend, it's not very safe for me right now, you understand? There's a lot of spyware out there. Sneaks into your system, follows you wherever you may go. In fact, take these.
Oh, no.
They'll keep you safe.
PC, honestly, I don't need them. Really, I'm good. I run Mac OS 10, so I don't have to worry about your spyware and viruses. You take them.
Yeah, you're right. I probably should have a backup anyway.
Yeah.
You never saw me. Never saw who? Me, PC. Oh!
I had such a nice time tonight.
Lena?
You ran over my sister?
I found it under the bed.
That, by the way, not mine.
The Class. Did you want it?
No.
Catch a new episode CBS tomorrow.
Well, they had escaped a couple of near disasters, recovering their own fumble 2 plays in a row. Then the interception. It's a Cincinnati team that committed the fewest fumbles lost, or lost the fewest fumbles last year, only 6. Tried to give it away, and eventually it was picked by Townsend. Parker Switches over that right side, and they're back into Cincinnati territory. 2 for 2.
Watch what happens. Here's Deshae Townsend. Carson Palmer's going to see him engage with the receiver, so he reads this defender up there and says, he's way off, I get an easy throw. Deshae Townsend leaves this guy, goes underneath, Kelly Washington at the top, and makes an easy interception. Tremendous disguise by the Steelers and what they were trying to do that time.
2nd down and 5. The 49. Got in Jeremy Tooman, second tight end. And they'll stay on the ground. Parker, they establishing a little running game here with these last 2 plays, and another first down at the 40. Sunday Game Center. It's live, and the crowd is growing at CBS Sports Line. We have it on right here in the booth. Follow every game with lightning fast scoring, challenge a friend, and heads up fantasy football. Play against others in Trivia Tower, and Phil, best of all, for your purposes, it's free. It's free at CBSSportsLine.com.
I know you're saying I'm cheap, and you know, for once you're telling the truth.
You're not.
I am cheap, especially when you're not.
Well, there is a pattern there. From the 40 of the Bengals. Fake to Parker, and look long for Hines Ward, and it's overthrown. O'Neal had good coverage, though, on Hines. Inside the 10, we've got an update. We're going to send it to James Brown in New York.
Jim and Phil, a milestone play for Brett Favre. 400 career touchdowns comes on this play here, hooking up with the rookie Greg Jennings, who takes it 75 yards. Favre now one of 2 quarterbacks in NFL history with 400 or more. Of course, the other, our own Dan Marino. The Lions have tied it up. It's 7-all. Back to Jim and Phil.
What do you think of that?
Pretty good. A good right arm would take you a long way in this NFL. Just ask Brett Favre, Dan Marino.
The 40, 2nd and 10. Shaking off a couple of tackles and picking up 9. It's Willie Parker again. Broke away from Landon Johnson.
Willie Parker, determined runner. Even though he doesn't look big, with the speed he has, it's an inside run. Nothing there. Take it outside. And as Ken Wisenhunt, the offensive coordinator, says, he always falls forward. Hines Ward, wide receiver, coming inside. The Steelers, one of the few teams that can bring their wide receivers in near the tackles and tight ends and make blocks.
3rd and short. This time they're going to run with it, and they're going to get it. And Willie Parker. We've got another update right back to JB.
Jim and Phil, the Jaguars with 105 rushing yards in the first quarter, 4 of them right here by Byron Leftwich, not the most nimble-footed, but he takes it across for the score. Jaguars have run the ball on 9 of 11 plays on that drive. 7-0 Jags. Back to Jim and Phil.
All right, thank you, James. Wondering how the Jags would come back on the road after just playing 6 days ago, and they got the early lead.
Yeah, you know, big plays everywhere. Plays well at home, plays well on the road.
Play action fake. Parker looking down the field again. Roethlisberger this time tosses it away, but he did have time again, Phil. You've been noticing this pattern early.
Well, you know, I have. And what did Bill Cowher say to us? I think this season he said a couple things. He goes, we're not edgy. We're not on edge. And to be great in the NFL, you got to be on edge. He goes, I don't know about my players, but I know I'm on edge. And we could kind of sense it with him. But it's a little bit, quarterback's been hurt. It's the post-Super Bowl blues. But the biggest problem, I think, in the first 2 games, the offensive line, the Super Bowl offensive line, intact. They have just not been as outstanding as they were last year. Today, they've been terrific.
2nd down, 10. Right side over the head of Hines Ward, who has not caught a ball in the first quarter this season.
Well, what did Bill Cowher say? These 2 are going to click. They haven't clicked yet. And a couple weeks ago, in practice, Ben Roethlisberger threw a pass. Hines Ward caught it. Bill Cowher stopped practice and said, here, I want to award you 2 a game ball. Because it was the first time he'd really seen him throw and catch a football. It's not oversaid or overdone when you've got to get in rhythm with each other. And Hines Ward and Ben Roethlisberger have not quite done that yet.
Well, they haven't been healthy at the same time.
That's right.
3rd and 10 from the gun. Again, time enough to look down the field. Throws on the run. He's got Miller. Another first at the 16.
Well, Chuck Bresnahan, the defensive coordinator, he must be going, Did we not spend the whole week talking about this? Keep him in the pocket. Look at the defensive players. They get caught inside. And you know what it is, Jim? It's just something about seeing a quarterback to a defensive lineman. They just lose all thought, and they want to go hit him. So when they do that, they create running lanes for Ben Roethlisberger, and he takes advantage of it. Nobody open, but letting him out of the pocket allows him to get a first down.
We're in the final minute, first quarter, and the Steelers driving for the second time.
Discipline.
Cutting outside, Parker, stiff arm to keep on trucking. Inside the 10 and out of the 9.
Willie Parker.
Medeo Williams felt the effects of Willie Parker's stiff arm.
I'm sorry, Jim. You see this more and more, though, with running backs in the NFL. They're so fast, and these guys are powerful. It's just they're running at full speed. They stick an arm out there that's, looks like most people's legs. They're able to get the defenders to get off, and they pick up extra yards.
Second down, 3.
And I'm right. Jim, the running backs in the NFL, they're just made out of granite nowadays.
Here again. A hole for a moment. Petco comes in to snuff it out near the first down yardage, and we're going to close out the quarter with the Steelers at the door again. Steelers, strong start to this one, 7-0.
Ford Super Duty, the most capable pickup in America. Bold moves. They happen every day.
Coach, have you seen this Coors Light Gridiron cooler box? All you gotta do is add ice. Pretty good, huh?
Brilliant, not just good, brilliant.
Coach, how many players would you trade for a cooler box?
9 of them. Both tackles, tight end, one guard, quarterback, running back, both receivers, and then a backup guy.
The Coors Light Gridiron Cooler Box, a case of go-anywhere plastic bottles and a ready-made cooler.
Coach, I'm thinking of coming to training camp next year.
You're spinning your wheels. Don't make the trip.
Good news, no more hassles with Wi-Fi hotspots. We're upgrading to this so you can work where you need to.
Bus in Boston?
Yes.
Car wash in Columbus?
Sure.
Mall in Memphis?
Yeah.
Rest stop in Raleigh?
Okay.
About a hot tub in Vegas, baby!
Oh,
yeah! Vegas, baby!
Well, can we?
Absolutely.
See you in Vegas.
With the Broadband Access Card, you can work where you need to on America's most reliable wireless broadband network. Verizon Wireless. It's the network.
Vegas, baby!
You're watching the NFL on CBS, home of Super Bowl 41. The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Ford F-Series. Built for bold moves. Built Ford tough. And by Verizon Wireless.
Back here in the Steel City to start the second quarter. Jim Nantz and Phil Simms. And the Steelers matching their first down total of a week ago in the opening quarter. Already with 9 first downs. That carry by Parker last play of the quarter. Good for another first. And goal to go. Fake to Parker. Freezes the defense. Pass picked. Picked off in the end zone by Williams. Who would have done better just to take a knee and bring it out to the 20, but a play nonetheless to reverse the momentum here. That was intended for Heath Miller.
I was making room for my daughter's swing set. I was playing in the dirt. I was taking the ponies out for a ride. When you hit that 250,000-mile mark, you'll remember exactly where you were in a Ford F-Series. Because with more trucks on the road with 250,000 miles than any other brand, there's nothing tougher.
We deal in deception.
So what do I do?
I got an informer in my outfit.
I can get the rat.
I say, kill everybody.
The Departed, a Martin Scorsese picture. Rated R. Starts October 6th.
Introducing the rebirth of cool. Gatorade Rain. Start crisp, finish clean. Stay cool in the heat. Gatorade Rain.
Tomorrow, Dave's all new with Smith star Ray Liotta, plus Billy, the latest Survivor castaway. And later this week, don't miss Billy Bob Thornton, Amanda Peet, and comedian Dane Cook, all new all this week.
She said she may know the woman who assaulted her.
Is there anything else that I should know about Annie?
Number 40, Medea Williams with the interception. It's the first time Roethlisberger's ever been intercepted in the red zone in the regular season in his career. It's happened twice in the post. And it came on 1st and goal at the 6. Rudy Johnson looking for a little room out to the 5. What happened there, Phil?
Well, let's look at it. It's 1st and goal. Down inside, they're expecting to really get Heath Miller, 83, in the back of the end zone. But look at all the Bengals. They're playing a safe defense. They're looking for something different than the run, taking no chances. And Ben Roethlisberger, I believe, Jim, he was just trying to throw the football away and never saw Williams in the back of the end zone.
And now that they've switched sides for the second quarter, the Steelers are going into a rather stiff breeze. That throw, if he was trying to throw it out of the back of the end zone, hit the wall of wind. And on 2nd and long, just another yard for Rudy.
Yeah, the approach so far by the Bengals has been very conservative. With all the talent they have, if you spread it out, it's going to be tough to defend it. The last drive, Carson Palmer. Fumble. 3 straight plays. That is a tough sequence. I guess that sequence, that'll make you go a little conservative no matter who you have in offense and no matter who's playing quarterback.
3rd and 7, have to get to the 13 for the first. Houshmandzadeh makes the move. What a big move it is, too, to pick up that first down. Big Levi Jones is out there trying to clear some space. Kelly Washington also helping release Houshmandzadeh, who very tenderly steps off the field.
He's on the outside, comes under. It's the old college screen, and everybody goes out. He comes behind them. To say that was a big first down is an understatement. Get away from the goal line. Now Carson Palmer can run his no huddle, and it gives them confidence that they can make some plays.
Bush had been out the first 2 games with a heel injury. It looked like he might have re-aggravated that. He's on the sideline. It's now Rudy Johnson, another first down carry for no gain. Clark Hagan's on the hit along with Casey Hampton. What do you see in Palmer? You know, he had this incredible comeback, the effort he made to get back for the first game. Is he physically, does he look like the same player as a year ago when you've been studying the films all week?
Absolutely. I thought the difference in Carson Palmer from week 1 to week 2 was a drastic improvement for him.
2nd down, 10. Strong pass there for another first. That's Chad Johnson.
But, you know, Jim, when we talked to him last night, he was not happy. He goes, I still feel rusty. He goes, I feel very unathletic. He throws, I'm throwing off the wrong foot sometime. He goes, my eyes are taking me to the right place, but I can't get my feet there. So it just takes work and time in a game to really get going.
I still have to work some of the kinks out. And he certainly looked like he had with that last toss. He comes out throwing on first down this time, and he goes underneath to Kelly, the tight end, for 5. When you think about that injury in that playoff game last year, just the second snap of the game for Cincinnati. In fact, with backup help, John Kitna, that being, went in front 17-7 in that game before the Steelers scored the last 24 to advance. When you asked Palmer, what did he think of the Steelers winning the Super Bowl, going on and winning, he said it kind of ticked me off a little bit. Underneath again, it's Rudy Johnson.
You know, Jim, we talked so much. I talked about it in the opening, and I really, all week, you've heard me say it so many times. They're a tremendously good vertical passing team. What I mean by that, they can get it up the field. They can run it with speed and power, and now they're playing it safe with short passes, so they do it all.
All right, flag.
False start, number 63 of the offense. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Well, Jim, you talked about, is he rusty or is it things have changed? Watch when he gets hurt. Look how straight that leg is. That lends you or gives you a greater chance of getting hurt. What I've noticed this year, you see the bending of the left leg. So now when it gets hit, if he does get hit low, that knee can bend and you can avoid a lot of injuries by throwing that way. And I've noticed that he's doing that much more now than he did in the past.
Well, the play clock has expired.
But when you have that front leg straight.
Timeout, Cincinnati, before the delay of game.
Problems can come about.
Timeout, Bengals, down 7.
Come on,
Oh, I'm sorry. I used all of his change for the new 99-cent KFC Ultimate Cheese Snacker.
KFC Snackers now come with cheese?
And they're still only 99 cents? All right!
99.
Looks like we got a snacker backer here.
Introducing the new Ultimate Cheese Snacker from KFC. 100% chicken breast, smothered in a blend of cheddar and Swiss, topped with crisp lettuce, freshly prepared on a sesame seed bun. And like the original KFC Snacker, it's only 99 cents. Now your dollar goes further at KFC.
Tell us what you're into, and that's what goes into your Dell. Gaming? Heading back to school? Music? Editing? No problem. We'll match the right hardware and software to fit your needs. Call or go to Dell.com today to custom build your Inspiron notebook with an Intel Core Duo processor. Because at Dell, we don't build technology for just anyone. We build it for only one. You. Dell. Purely you.
What does it take to compete in today's global marketplace? Ambition, ingenuity, determination, and the power of the exchange that connects you with the world. What are you in the market for? The New York Stock Exchange. One market, infinite possibilities.
Teenage gunmen opened fire at the mall.
If our third shooter isn't one of the dead.
He's posing as one of the survivors. You know, you can't keep me in here.
We can do whatever we want. We're the police. Better get some sleep now.
How's that?
Because you won't get much later.
Cold Case season premiere. CBS tonight at its new time.
Coming up, we've got the Sprint halftime report with JB and Dan, Shannon and Boomer. All the latest scores and highlights coming up. Sprint halftime report. Roethlisberger looking on, his pass intercepted in the end zone to set up this series for Cincinnati. Looked like the Steelers were about to go up 14-zip. First down 15. Palmer slides out to the 45, a drive that has included a couple of dump passes to Rudy Johnson. We thought that Reggie Kelly had one of them, but both were by Rudy Johnson.
Steelers come at you so many ways with the 3 down linemen and 4 linebackers. That time, and again this one, 2 defensive linemen and 4 linebackers and an extra defensive back. Just tough to get a handle on if you're an offensive lineman. Who am I going to block this time against it if we pass the football?
Second down and 10. Houshmandzadeh is back in there. We thought maybe he was a little gimpy, but he's back in and right there with Chris Henry in the area. He lets Henry make the grab. TJ and Henry side by side, but it picks up 20.
Yeah, I believe TJ Houshmandzadeh should have kept going down the middle of the field, and he was supposed to open up the space for Chris Henry. An excellent throw into the wind by Carson Palmer.
First play for the Bengals of 20 yards or more.
I should say, Jim, downwind.
It is rather notable, isn't it, here? In this direction for the Bengals. Houshmandzadeh. Short grab down 32 by Townsend. Gain of 4. Very blustery about 30 minutes before game time, but I think things are calming as the afternoon progresses.
Well, Carson Palmer, I said there was a forecast, maybe it would rain. I said, does that bother you? And he says, no, but I hate the wind. But second quarter, downwind, he's handled it well.
Tries the right side, and it's Chris Henry with a second grab.
Henry!
First, and he's tangled up with Ike Taylor.
Hey, Henry! Knock it off!
And look at the officials jump in quickly to put an end to that.
Yeah, it's all fun and games before it starts, but now once the game gets going, it's real. But that time, Carson Palmer's throw to the outside, that was almost the exact same play that he threw where there was an interception by Deshae Townsend. But since it wasn't an extra defensive back, they couldn't get outside quick enough to get under the wide receiver who was wide open, which was Henry.
They bring in Kelly Washington. Palmer grabbed him for a moment, talking about Henry. Jerked him, and they took him off the field, and there's Rudy Johnson near the 15, rush for 7.
Well, what happened to the Bengals defense is now happening to the Steelers. Okay, what's coming next? And I say this all the time, Jim, when you get a defense to start reacting to what you do, you are going to win the war. But if they're attacking you because they're not worried about what you're doing, it's tough to overcome that as an offense.
8 trips in 2 games into the red zone. An even split, touchdowns and field goals. Got a second down and 3. And Rudy Johnson twisting to take a negative play into a +1.
That is the Steelers. They just had everybody flying up to the line of scrimmage trying to stop the run because they were convinced that's all it was going to be, was a running play by the Bengals.
And going back to last season, 23 consecutive scores inside the red zone. Henry's back on the field, sent wide to the right. Kenny Watson in the backfield on 3rd down and 2. Comes the blitz, toss, area of Henry, pulls it down, and a touchdown. Chris Henry over Ike Taylor, the one he was jawing with just a moment ago.
Chris Henry, Chad Johnson, Kelly Washington, TJ Houshmandzadeh, they're loaded. Ike Taylor, we kind of thought that he might match up today against Chad Johnson, but the Steelers want to keep him to the offensive right because that's where Carson Palmer likes to throw the football deep, and that time he threw a nice touch pass over the top.
Chris Henry coming off his first career 100-yard game last week in the victory over the Browns. Catches the touchdown, ending a 97-yard drive that ties it at 7.
Who's faster, Sprint Mobile Broadband or Singular's Edge? Sprint Mobile Broadband gives you the power to download 5 times faster than Singular's Edge. Work faster with Sprint Mobile Broadband. Get a free mobile broadband card for your business. Visit sprint.com/business.
Hey, hon. Crazy day, crazy day. Unbelievable. Gotta hit the computer. I'll just grab a slice of pizza. Lasagna.
So how was your day?
Pull up a chair, America. It's the new Sicilian lasagna pizza from Pizza Hut. Everything you love about the taste of lasagna. 3 cheeses, delicious beef topping, and a tangy marinara sauce. Get it now for only $10.99. The new Sicilian lasagna pizza.
Ooh.
Right now for just $5 more at any medium 1-topping pizza.
Introducing Energizer Energy To Go Instant Cell Phone Charger. Power anywhere, anytime you need it. Energizer Energy To Go. Keep going.
What is that?
Oh, it's a copycat. Yeah, Fluffy's gonna save us a boatload on color copies. Aren't you, girl?
You need an easy button.
Now get color copies for just 39 cents at Staples. That was easy.
Tomorrow, Miami's deadliest gang, guns and money, has the world's newest weapon.
So it's a gun that shoots around corners. It's our territory.
Now it's mine. Hang on for a new CSI Miami, CBS tomorrow.
That's the longest drive the Bengals have had for Marvin Lewis, now in his 4th year. You have to go back to 2002 since they went 97 yards. Bouncing around, gets right past Coakley, and will have to result in a touchback. A drive where Palmer was perfect, set up by the Roethlisberger interception. 8 for 8, Palmer with a hookup to tie it.
Why don't we have a wireless network like the Kumar Swamis?
Hello, neighbor.
Show-offs. Because ours is more exciting. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. Which messages will I get? It's like a fun little surprise.
Now, last time wasn't.
Grandma's forgiving us now. Haven't you, Graham? She will.
Doesn't your family deserve America's most reliable wireless network? Now, buy the latest VCast Samsung phone with a navigation system. Get the second one free. Verizon Wireless. It's the network.
Wrangler 5-star premium denim jeans.
Guess who just got back today?
Built comfortable.
That voice that had been away.
Built strong.
Change had much to say.
Built right.
Think them cats are great. The boys are back in town. Boys are back in town.
Wrangler 5-star premium denim jeans. Wrangler. Real, comfortable jeans.
Here at the Chic Shave Lab, we have been testing the new Chic Quattro Titanium in simulated social environments to see if it really is off the easy.
3, 2, 1.
Off the easy, indeed.
New Chic Quattro Titanium stays sharp to give you a close, smooth shave with less irritation than the leading brand. It's the only razor with 4 advanced blades made with titanium.
New Chic Quattro Titanium, the power of 4 meets titanium.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by CareerBuilder.com. Visit the largest job website, CareerBuilder.com. A better job awaits. Under Armour, the advantage is undeniable. And by Rocky Mountain Refreshing Coors Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL.
Jim Nantz and Phil Simms back here at Heinz Field. Palmer 8 for 8 on that drive, with the touchdown pass to Chris Henry. Tie the game at 7. The Steelers have driven it each of their first 2 possessions. This pass knocked down by O'Neal. Looking for Cedric Wilson.
Let's go back and look at this touchdown. Watch Chris Henry. The fake at the line of scrimmage, takes off, another little fake, just enough to create about a 2-foot separation. And what it really did, it stopped Ike Taylor from turning around and finding the football. And that's, if the corner never turns and looks for the football, that is a dream for the wide receiver and the quarterback.
Okay.
Second down and 10. And we'll go back to Parker, who falls backwards to the 29. 3rd and 1 on the way. And on the way tonight, 60 Minutes, the Secretary of State plays classical music, but works out to Led Zeppelin. And that's just some of what Katie Couric learns about Condoleezza Rice. It's on 60 Minutes tonight. 3rd and a yard. Steelers have had this situation already twice in the game, converting both times. This time it's Parker's effort that keeps the chains moving. We've got another update. Back to James in the studio.
Hey, Jim and Phil, that Indianapolis Colts high-scoring offense have been shut out in the first quarter, but look at how they get on the board. Terrence Wilkins on this punt return delivers a highlight run of 82 yards. First punt return for a score since 2001 when Terrence Wilkins delivered it then. 7-all in Indy. Back to Jim and Phil.
Thank you, JB. So Peyton Manning in the offense, a quarter and a half in, haven't produced anything on the board. Here's a first down carry. It's Willie Parker cutting outside. Williams trying to cut the angle off, and he knocks him down at the 42. Broke away from Brian Simmons and Kevin Casebahard for 27.
Well, that time, Sam Adams, the big run stopper inside, was out of the game, and he would be just about where this cutback takes place. And the Bengals, they talked to us so much last night, Chuck Bresnahan, Marvin Lewis, that they're better at stopping the run, but Pittsburgh showing patience, sticking with it, and this is a good remedy for Ben Roethlisberger after that interception, too.
First down, Cincinnati 43. Haynes is in. Haynes takes the pitch to the 37 for a gain of 6.
Well, one thing when you're about, well, I'm not even going to guess Sam Adams' weight, but when he's not in there, there is a difference. And when you're as big as he is, you can't stay in there and take like 20 straight plays. So they have to be smart when they put him in and take him out. The graphic said Sam weighs 350, and
you like the over?
Yes, but listen, still a tremendous athlete, and size is a benefit in there what he does.
Potato chip or Twinkie over as we now move it to the 35 here with the Steelers' possession. And that was Haynes going to set up another third and short. Pittsburgh now 3 times with the ball, all 3 into Cincinnati territory.
Yeah, you know, and Jim, the word rhythm and the offensive line has got it going today. They're giving Roethlisberger plenty of time to throw it. He gets to move around, and when you watch the game, the Bengal defensive linemen can't get away from them once they're hit. That's why they're getting some good runs by the running backs.
3rd and 3, he drops back to the gun. Antonio Holmes is in as well as Nate Washington, but it's old reliable Hines Ward bringing it down for the first at the 25. Gain of 11. They're now 6 for 6 on 3rd down conversions.
This time the Bengals, they kind of collapsed the pocket. Ben Roethlisberger, nice job of stepping up and just waiting, because if he kept going forward, there was nothing there. And Hines Ward, is that pretty good patience? You think he didn't know that he was probably the 3rd option, so he had to time his route accordingly? Perfect job by Hines Ward.
Ward's first catch. You see it today, 6 for 6. 3rd down. On 1st down, cutting again, right side, Parker. Tripped up by the ankles by Delta O'Neal, and a gain of 2. We're 30 seconds away from the 2-minute warning.
Well, you know, I watched coaches on the sidelines when certain things happen, and all these cutback runs, which are really hurting his defense, every time it happens, Chuck Bresnahan moves about as fast as he can ever move because he's getting upset by it. I'm sure they talked about it all week long.
Move your man Sam Adams back into the lineup, right across from the center. Plugger as they call. 2nd down and 8. Looking, and almost intercepted by Justin Smith. Oh, he batted it, then had a play on it. And we come to the 2-minute warning with the Bengals very nearly getting a 2nd pick.
Hello, I'm a Mac.
And I'm a PC. What do you have there?
Oh, I was just looking at this photo book. I made an iPhoto. You want to see it?
Oh, sure, I'll take a look. Why not? Well, go on, rip it in half. Nonsense, it's beautiful. Ask how he made it. Oh, you don't care about arts and crafts, you like work. Would it hurt you to loosen your necktie every once in a while and have a little fun? Oh, fun. We tried that once. It was nothing but pain and frustration.
So what do you think?
It's good.
BKG. All right, I'm D-Wade.
2, 1.
All day, baby, all day.
What? Ready, Mississippi. 2 Mississippi.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, baby. I'll tell you what's coming, and you still won't hit it.
Bring it then.
Why don't you try it underhand?
Want to keep the game going? Gatorade.
Ready to lose again?
Shut your big head up.
Is it in you?
You shot a 71 last week?
Shot around a 71?
You can't shoot around anything. It's your score. It's an exact number.
Excuse me, fellas. Can somebody shoot around a 71?
Who?
Him.
Him? No.
The spacious Cadillac DTS. Ready for your foursome.
MacDougall, I've got a brilliant idea. Football with flags. Flags?
Flag football has come a long way. NFL Flag is the #1 football league for boys and girls. Sign up now at NFLRush.com.
Flags? Did you see that?
I want you to go in there and dig into his past.
He needs a therapist.
Just go in there and do it.
The more you can tell us about Todd, the sooner we're going to be able to find him.
How long do you keep looking until you give up?
We never give up.
Pittsburgh's coming out of the huddle facing 3rd and 8. They have owned 3rd down in this game. Already rushed for 99 yards, but they escape another turnover as Justin Smith had 2 hands on it, batting it down.
Jim, if you want to be a good running football team, you better be great at picking up 3rd and 5 or situations like this.
Roethlisberger stepping around, trying to get away, and he won't. He is sacked back at the 31 by Robert Gathers.
And the Bengals finally do what they said. They keep him in the pocket because Ben Roethlisberger wanted to move up, and the play before you see Justin Smith knocking it down. The coverage down the field. Hines Ward on a double move. Torrey James is all over it. Nowhere for him to throw the football.
Look at the Steelers. They're talking it over for quite a while on the sideline because Reed is on the field. It would be an attempt of about 48 yards, but into, again, a pretty stiff breeze.
I don't know why the Bengals call timeout.
Pittsburgh.
Well, it's the Steelers, actually, that call that timeout. They may think about going for it.
Coach, when it's this hot, can any beer be more refreshing than Coors Light?
No, I don't believe that. That's not possible.
We'll save a cold one for you, Coach.
I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. I really am.
How do you choose between Coors Light and cold refreshment?
Well, I don't believe I can segregate the two.
It was a trick question.
Taste the cold of Coors Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL.
Hey, Coach, we still got a 12-pack and 4 ice-cold cans.
Well, 12 and 4 is pretty good.
Let's say I retire at 64.
At 60.
58.
Let's say I leave my job in 5 years and start teaching.
We help the kids buy their first house.
Let's say healthcare costs double. We hold off tapping into our 401k.
What would that look like?
Welcome to Envision with Wachovia Securities, a way of working with our financial advisors that starts with your life and plans your money around it. Are you with Wachovia?
Tap the can, ladies, for a single. You can mingle. There's my double cheeseburger and my sweet sundae. I love hot French fries. Top it off with a parfait. That'll work.
Now's the time to take advantage of the McDonald's Dollar Menu.
Food for my party? Busted.
From parfaits to fries to double cheeseburgers.
Where's my parfait, homie?
The only cure for a natural disaster is a human response. Help the NFL and United Way rebuild communities. Find out how at unitedway.org.
The SEC on CBS. A wild romp in the swamp. Alabama, Florida,
It's college football at its best next Saturday on CBS.
Bill Cowher has decided to go for the field goal. Sprint halftime report is coming up next with JB, Dan, Shannon, and Boomer. All the scores and highlights, Sprint halftime report. So here we go. The sack would have been a 41-yarder had it been an incompletion. 48 instead will match Reed's longest if he makes it ever at Heinz Field. Ball is blocked, partially deflected. Cincinnati got a hand on it. And the Bengals are set up with 1:08 to go in the half.
One of the great things that I think I've been able to do in my life is seize opportunities. I wasn't even a starter, but the guy in front of me got hurt, and I had a chance, and I took that chance and had a big day, and I was a starter ever since. And so opportunities are seldom perfect, but I've learned that if you're not ready for them, they may not come again.
Dishing out his double whopper. Triples too, all season long.
I'm a Mongolian.
An all-new episode of The Amazing Race, CBS tonight after 60 Minutes.
CBS Wednesday.
There's a little boy for sale.
Now he's being auctioned off when that clock runs to zero.
We need to find this boy.
New Criminal Minds.
Can I get out anytime soon?
Then, a New York shopping spree
Down on the ground now!
becomes a Hollywood-style heist.
Breakfast at Tiffany's. It was a love story. No love here.
New CSI New York after a new Criminal Minds, CBS Wednesday.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Cadillac and by Burger King, who remind you to have it your way.
Well, Jeff Reed knows he's kicking a 48-yard field goal into a pretty good breeze. So he goes into it. You can see the short follow-through, trying to punch it through so the wind is not a factor. So the football goes lower. John Thornton goes up, knocks it down.
And that puts the Bengals at the 38 with 1:08 in the half. 2 timeouts to work with. Shuffle pass. Kenny Watson, 47. Gain of 9.
The Bengals, we've talked about it so much. They just have such a vast array of plays. The shovel pass, good way to start a drive in a 2-minute situation.
Homer hits his man. Look at the move by Chris Henry. And finally brought down in the secondary at the 32. Broke away from Ricardo Coakley. Bengals in scoring position.
So it seems pretty clear that buying lottery tickets is not a good business plan. That's weird. So, very funny. Let's continue. We got a lot to get through. All right, if we look to the other sectors that we can... Okay, come on, guys.
Want a new job? We've got the most. CareerBuilder.com. A better job awaits.
Boy, Bill Cowher's got to be saying we've had 11 play drives the last 2 times we've had it, come away empty. How about this last play by the Bengals?
Well, what's so impressive, you know, we haven't heard Chad Johnson much today. Chris Henry, the throw's a little behind him, doesn't slow down, grabs it, goes forward, and gets a lot of good extra yards. That's what you need. That's why they are close to being great on offense. Simple plays that turn into big ones.
Carson Palmer's completed his last 10 throws. Make it 11. And falling for the first, it's Houshmandzadeh.
The Steelers are putting so much effort into covering Chad Johnson, they forgot about everybody else.
Talking about everybody else, you touched on it a little bit earlier, but Marvin Lewis saying to us last night that I've got to try to keep our most valuable asset surrounded by talent. That's why there is so much depth in the wide receiver core.
I should have said, Coach, you accomplished it. And, you know, Carson Palmer said something. You know, a guy gets hurt, TJ Houshmandzadeh's not in there. Kelly Washington comes in and plays great. He goes, guys are chomping at the bit to get in and get their chance because they all know if they can get in there, the opportunities are there to make some big plays.
Has to call timeout with the down clock about to expire. 25 seconds to go in the half.
Introducing new Dr. Pepper Berries and Cream. So rich, so creamy, with a hint of raspberries. Once the creamy taste gets a hold of you, you won't want to let go. Get your hands on new Dr. Pepper Berries and Cream and get buried in cream.
Marvin Lewis on his side. Ball at the 21-yard line. Henry to the right, Johnson to the left, Houshmandzadeh slot left. Trying to cross him up and they hand it off. Watson down to the 3-yard line.
That was an excellent job of faking by Carson Palmer.
Gets him to the line quickly, spikes it at 10 seconds. 18-yard burst by Kenny Watson.
I thought Carson Palmer, I was like, oh, he's nervous. He's not going to get this done. Look how long he holds it. You know, Jim, we kind of talked about so much is about deception, and that deceived the Pittsburgh Steelers defense, and they did a good job of stopping him short of the end zone.
Bobby Williams put a hat on Aaron Smith, and Watson blew right by the line. So 10 seconds, a snap from the 3. Chance to throw one in the end zone. Across the middle, and the catch is made. Touchdown, Chris Henry. His second scoring grab of the quarter.
My vocabulary is not good enough to say how good that drive was, how good a throw by Carson Palmer. Chris Henry on the outside, I could have just, when they lined up, I said, oh, he's going to go to the corner of the end zone and catch it. I know the defender was thinking that. They crossed him up, he went inside, he was open. Carson Palmer, under pressure, makes a perfect throw.
Chris Henry's first career multi-touchdown game. They both come, touchdowns that is, in the second quarter. Mike Taylor was blitzing this time. Coakley was trying to defend, but Henry wins the battle.
These men of steel, forged out of sweat and strife. On an overcast day, the quest began.
We're in our house. Nobody comes into our house. But what if you don't live near your team's house? Then you have to have DirecTV, because it's the only way you get an NFL Sunday ticket and follow your team, no matter where you live. Let's go. Physical on 3. 1, 2, 3. Physical.
Buy NFL Sunday ticket. Get 4 months of our best programming package for free. There's good TV, there's better TV, and then there's DirecTV.
With Carson Palmer, you take away a couple of spike plays, and man, he has been just perfection in this quarter.
Look at the formation, how close they're in. You're thinking it's going to go outside, but what's the route? They go up and he comes to the back of the end zone. Nobody in the middle. Carson Palmer sees it. That is really just good thinking, going against the grain, show them something, and do the opposite. That's why Chris Henry was open.
With only 5 seconds in the half. Drop to the knee by Kershke. We'll have one more snap. Chad Johnson's going in early.
Then, you know, Jim, we can't say one play is going to affect the whole game, but I know one that's really close. Steelers dominating. The interception in the end zone. It took the crowd out of it. Then on 3rd and long, they throw a screen to TJ Houshmandzadeh. First down, they score. It was a huge turning point in this game.
Yeah, that interception was the first play of this quarter, and that right there, the last play. They had 1st and goal at the 6, threatening to go in 14-0. But we've reached the half, and the Steelers are down 14-7. We're back with the Sprint halftime report after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS, home of Super Bowl 41.
Dad, something's wrong with Uncle Charlie.
A loving gesture.
Oh, bite me.
A new 2.5 Men, CBS tomorrow.
They survived the unthinkable.
Somebody nuked us.
Oh my God. Now, the only question is what will happen next.
We got trouble coming.
Want the rain clear the radiation out of the air?
Yes, bring it straight down on Jericho.
Take them to the storm cellar now!
We seal them up and here they're gonna die.
Jericho, a new episode, CBS Wednesday. The new season of Cold Case begins, CBS tonight at its new time.
You are watching NFL Sunday Ticket.
He's got nothing on the field ahead of him.
You spent all Sunday watching games on the tube.
Spent all Sunday watching games on the tube.
But you missed 85 and there was nothing you could do.
Nothing for you to do.
So here's a suggestion from a real good friend.
Good friend, good friend.
You can check out the games on the NFLN.
Check out the games on the NFLN.
You didn't see me on Sunday. Well, you can see me. On Tuesday and Wednesday.
Introducing NFL Replay. The 4 best games from Sunday, replayed on NFL Network with bonus material like coach's commentary. Tuesday and Wednesday, 2 games per night.
NFL Replay. On Tuesday and Wednesday. On the NFL Network.
NFL Replay. Tuesday and Wednesday nights, only on NFL Network.
Dodge Ram Heavy Duty. With the power and durability of a legendary Cummins turbo diesel, you can do it all.
Do I know you from somewhere?
Right now, see your Dodge dealer and get a $3,500 cash allowance on 2006 Ram Heavy Duty.
CBS Sports presents the Sprint Halftime Report. Sprint, together with Nextel. Power up.
Love this. All right, folks, and welcome back to our New York studios in the Sprint Halftime Report. I'm James Brown along with Dan Shannon and Boomer. What are you laughing at?
Love this, though, huh?
I love it indeed. I love it indeed. Score at the half, a 14-7 Cincinnati Bengals lead, and we'll go to Boomer to give us a score.
Well, it started out all Steelers. Here's Willie Parker running right up the middle, 7-0 after this. And I tell you, the momentum was on the side of the Steelers. Carson Palmer throws an interception, then an interception by Ben Roethlisberger really turned the game around. And here's the first of 2 touchdowns by Chris Henry. That one a 16-yarder. And then Jeff Freed's going to have his field goal attempt blocked right there by John Thornton. And then right at the end of the half, 10 seconds to go, Carson Palmer finally getting some protection, finds Chris Henry in the back of the end zone. I'll tell you what, it's a great game. Pittsburgh had the momentum early on, and then I think that interception by Ben Roethlisberger in the end zone really turned this game around.
All right, as we move along, the Jaguars, a big rushing first half indeed. And this one, Shannon.
They were dominating this game. Here you see Byron Leftwich escapes a sack, 4-yard TD run. They're up early, and they're dominating the ball game. But here's Terrence Wilkins. Tony Dungy told his son, get good or get gone. He says, well, I'm going to get gone. And he's gone. 82 yards later, he's in the end zone. The game's tied up 7-7. And that's where we are right
What did he tell him, Shannon? Get going or get good. Get good or get gone. I love it. Jaguars, 157 rushing yards in this one. Titans,
Dan. This is what they need. Big plays in Miami. Jason Taylor, he hits Kerry Collins and pops out. Zach Thomas comes up with the interception. Positive thing for Miami. Then Kerry Collins comes back. He throws it right over the top of Zach Thomas. Great catch by Bo Scafé there for a touchdown. And Miami is struggling on offense again.
Scored their first half points of the season, the Titans, with that 7-3 score over the Dolphins. Meanwhile, Boomer in New York and Buffalo.
Well, the wind is blowing, and J.P. Lossman is managing, and he manages to find Roscoe Parrish 51 yards right down the center of the defense for the New York Jets. Bills go up 7-0. Then Kevin Barlow comes back with a 3-yard run right up the middle. The story of this game, guys, as the game's going to be tied here 7-7. Story of this game, Willis McGahee already 100 yards at halftime. Jets are driving here towards the end of the half, looking to score 10-7 right now with the Bills on top.
Meanwhile, Shannon, sole possession of first place in the NFC North on the line, Bears and Vikings.
This game is nip and tuck like we thought it would. Brad Johnson up over the top to Travis Taylor. 36 yards pickup. This would lead to a field goal. Put Minnesota up early. Chicago would tackle on a field goal, and that's where we are right before the half, 3-3, JB.
Brad Johnson, 13 of 15 for 134 yards in this one. Dan, Green Bay and Detroit, you got some company now with Brett Favre.
Got some company at 400 touchdowns. Yes, he did throw his 400th touchdown, but right here, this is interception by Marquand Manuel. He goes in for a touchdown. And any good quarterback wants to come back with a big play. John Kitna finds Roy Williams, big one, nice catch over the shoulder, 42-yard touchdown.
Packers on top there by 3, and as Dan mentioned, he and Favre, the only quarterbacks in NFL history with 400 or more touchdown tosses. Boomer, Carolina and Tampa Bay. Keyshawn, what's happening?
How about 2 years ago, they suspended Keyshawn Johnson, did the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on their first offensive play after an interception. Keyshawn Johnson, touchdown number 1. How about this? Talk about adding insult to injury. Keyshawn Johnson comes back on a little end around, and he scores another touchdown. And then finally, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers score a touchdown. Joey Galloway, nice throw by Chris Sims. This is a really spirited game, as most of the games are today. 20-7, Carolina on top.
Boomer the wordsmith, spirited. I like that. Washington's offense getting healthy against Houston, Shannon.
Well, they got Clinton Portis back, and that was a big help. Here you see David Carr rolls out, finds Mark Bruner, 7-0 early. Clinton Portis had this run to set him up in great field position, but Liddell Betts takes it in on a 9-yard TD run, makes it 7-7. Mark Brunell at this point is going to be 14-14 right before the half. Now he hit Antoine Randall L, 24 yards. He's in the end zone, 14-7. And CP, Clinton Portis right up the gut. And that's not good, Texans. 21-7 at the half.
So I guess we're not benching Mark Brunell.
Hey, what did we
now,
say about Brunell, Boomer?
We're not benching him.
They wanted to bench. Boomer wanted to bench him.
No, I did not want to bench him.
Not.
I knew he was going to get healthy today, and that's exactly what he's doing.
All right, thanks for watching the Sprint halftime. Back to halftime in your game, Cincinnati and Pittsburgh.
CBS Sports presents the Sprint Halftime Report. Sprint together with Nextel. Power up.
A surprise merger.
All mixed back together.
A total realignment.
Today is the best day ever. New tribes, a whole new game.
Now it's all about alliances.
I'm so excited.
They're playing bad. You never know what's coming next.
Help me out.
New Survivor, CBS Thursday.
To a teenager, every obstacle can seem insurmountable. Pittsburgh Steeler Troy Polamalu
It's not that hard, come on.
knows that with a little support, they can overcome anything.
Let's go, man.
But he can't be there for every teen that needs help. You know a few words of encouragement.
You can do it, come on.
Maybe you could give him a hand. Help the NFL and United Way strengthen your community. Volunteer at unitedway.org.
Earlier on the NFL Today.
You called us. You wish you was me.
You ain't scared nobody.
You want one of the
You ain't scared nobody.
The last thing that you want to do is incite that guy before the game to have him raise his game.
Breeze had a bad shoulder. Culpepper didn't have a bad shoulder. One guy could throw and the other guy could. You take the guy who could throw, that's Culpepper.
The Colts are one dimension, but that one dimension that they do have is Peyton Manning. That's not a bad one dimension.
The NFL Today, Sundays at noon Eastern on CBS. CBS Sports presents the Sprint Halftime Report. Sprint together with Nextel. Power up.
The Bengals are marching back onto the field for the second half with the lead at 14-7. Now the Steelers came back on home field today. Marvin Lewis returned to his hometown, and the Steelers open it up with a first drive score with Willie Parker. But then to open the second quarter, knocking right at the 6-yard line, a pickoff of Roethlisberger led to Palmer to Henry, not once, but twice for the lead.
Criminal Minds, CBS Wednesdays.
NFL Sunday Ticket brought to you by the Volkswagen GTI. Make friends with your fast.
So they're just driving along talking about whatever, and suddenly, wham.
I know, I saw it.
Just think maybe they went too far.
I think where they went was real.
Yeah, but is it just shocking for the sake of shocking?
But being in an accident isn't a shock? That's what they call it, an accident.
Yeah, but you're watching TV, a commercial comes on.
To move or not to move?
That's so not the question.
So what is the question?
Whose move is it?
That's not the question.
See any good moves lately?
Keep trying.
The question is, what moves? These moves? These moves?
Get up, get out, find a way. Every day, swim, jump, run, do. The question is, what moves you?
This fall, 3 friends are going from MySpace to your world.
Presenting Project My World.
We're traveling the globe
To hook up with our favorite MySpacers.
Taryn is the crazy one. She'll try anything.
Wanna ride?
Renee is looking for Mr. Right, or Mr. Right now.
Hello, boys.
And Shayna is gonna rock out with her favorite MySpace fans.
MySpacers, we're coming your way.
Project My World premieres October 2nd on DirecTV Channel 101.
Miami's deadliest gang has the world's newest weapon. Hang on. For a new CSI Miami tomorrow.
And everywhere I go, there's always something to remind me of another place and time.
You wish you was leaving. All that talking ain't scaring nobody. Oh, we'll take Hey, Henry, knock it off.
Why can't we be friends? 14-7. Cincinnati leading over the Steelers. Jim Nantz and Phil Simms back here at Heinz Field, and it looked like early, Phil, this was going to be a big day for Pittsburgh, just moving it up and down the field.
Yeah, it did. The big mistake, Jim, of course, that didn't result in everything that happened afterwards, but it took the crowd out. It seemed to take a lot of emotion out of the Steelers. And any time an offense is making as many plays as the Bengals have made in the first half, that's going to take your emotion away too.
Great second quarter performance by Carson Palmer. As you see the first half numbers, total yards pretty even. But the 97-yard drive by the Bengals, their longest in 4 years.
I think what the first half, what jumps out at me, and maybe even you too, Chad Johnson had 1 catch for 11 yards, but this team, the Bengals, have so many more weapons that it's hard to shut them all down.
And this game again brought to you in high definition television.
And the Bengals are going to kick into the win because they want to have it in the fourth quarter.
They'll have it at their backs. All the scoring, in fact, has gone in that direction. The direction the Steelers are going to have it here in the third quarter.
You know, when it's windy, it always affects catching punts, catching passes, throwing it. But it's early in the year, so it's still warm. much easier to deal with the wind when it's warm than it is in November and December.
Greg Brooks with the assist. Holds the ball on the tee. The kick is short. Into that wind. Holmes, the rookie, spinning out near the 40-yard line. Good start for Pittsburgh. And to summarize the scoring, after 3 plays and a punt by the Bengals, 80 yards the Steelers drove. Parker from 3 yards out. Chris Henry hauls one in, 16, and then with 5 seconds in the half, makes another touchdown grab. This one 3 yards out. Chris Henry, 5 catches, 69 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Okay, there you go, there you go.
By the way, Chad Johnson, 1 catch for 11. Been mostly a decoy today. See if they can get that rhythm and timing back. It's Parker. Open hole in the middle. With a first down carry to midfield. Kendall Simmons helping blow out that middle.
Now that's a running lane. Willie Parker took the handoff and he went, my gosh, look at this in front of me. Sam Adams picks the side. He gets pushed up the field, and there is not a defender in sight until the safeties come up and try to make the tackle. Sam Adams picks a side. When he goes to his right, the linebacker must come in and fill that gap.
Boy, Parker's on track here to get 100 yards very soon. Already with 89. And 1 more yard to the total. That's it. It's before Thornton falls on him. Hey, Willie Parker with his first rushing touchdown of the season. This one kept the drive alive, their first possession. A little stiff arm, set him inside the 10.
I think what we said earlier about Willie Parker, we just look at him as a speed runner, but he's learning to do it all. As Ken Wisenhut says, he knows how to fall forward.
Fake to Parker. Roethlisberger has to step up. Has Miller for a first down at the 36. Gain of 13.
You know, again, if your game plan is to keep him in the pocket, you can't oversell. Robinson gets pushed way to the outside, and that allows Roethlisberger to step up. He finds Miller over the middle for another first down.
First down at the 36. Parker outside 32-yard line.
You know, Jim, I'm going to go back to that pocket, keeping Ben Roethlisberger into the pocket. I wasn't even close to being like Roethlisberger as a quarterback as far as movement, but the easiest guys to avoid for a quarterback are the 2 outside guys, 1 on each side, when they go high and try to make the spectacular sack. You take 1 step, not only they go by you, they're out of the play, they create sight lanes for you, you can move up, and it always leads to good things.
Down and 6. And it's Parker with a loss of a yard. I won't give you with a flag thrown. Now I will give you one other comparison. You brought yourself up with Roethlisberger. His loss Monday night.
Personal foul. Face mask, number 98.
Oh, that'll.
The defense, that's a 15-yard penalty.
Big one.
Automatic first down.
His loss Monday night was the lowest scoring game in a Monday night game history, 9 points, and he becomes now the losing quarterback on the lowest scoring game in Monday night history. You had that dubious distinction before Monday on the short end of a 7-3 game Monday night long ago. But one other thing, he has the lowest quarterback rating on a winning quarterback in a Super Bowl. You have the highest.
Oh, well, thank you.
Here you go. Got to throw you a bone.
Yeah, you did.
So the big penalty there, Phil, brings the ball to the 18. Weaving around and again can't find any opening. Pecco on the hit. How does Roethlisberger back up a rating under 70, which was the case last week, 38.7? And look what he does. Comes back, throws for almost 300 yards a game.
Yeah, what did I say? Why he's able to do this? What's the biggest reason, Jim? Because you weren't paying attention.
I was, rare lapse of concentration.
Because he plays for a really good team.
Oh, that's right.
That has a lot to do with it. So they're really good. So it's hard for them to play bad back-to-back weeks.
Second down play, Parker tries to cut back right side, and it's going to be a negative play back to the 20. Bengals defensive line clamping down Justin Smith and John Thornton.
Well, no matter how talented you are, and you can avoid a lot of things, Willie Parker, he's got it working left, right, moving around. But the key to the Bengals there, nobody overcommitted. They stayed spaced out. And when you keep spacing as a defense, that results in good play.
4 receivers in, 3rd down and 12. Pulled down by Haynes, but only to the 18-yard line. Only a gain of about a yard, that's it.
Really clever play, I thought, by the Steelers. It caught me by surprise. John Thornton, the defensive tackle, good job of reacting. Sees the screen, gets off the block, and slows the runner down and stops. Probably not a first down run, but it stops about a 5 or 6 more yards down the field.
Jeff Reed had a 48-yard try blocked in the first half, but he's made his last 36 from inside the 40. This will fall under that. 37 yards with Gardocchio on the hold. And Reed makes that 37 in a row from inside 40. 14-10 Bengals. We'll see Palmer for the first time in the second half.
Introducing Energizer Energy to Go Instant Cell Phone Charger. Power anywhere, anytime you need it. Energizer Energy to Go. Keep going.
Race case trace. Race case trace. Race case trace. Race case trace.
Race case trace.
Race case trace.
Race case trace. Race case trace. Race case trace.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
You can log on to NFL.com throughout the week and get the latest fantasy football advice to help you win your league. Michael Fabiano has it all figured out at NFL.com. So 9 plays for the Steelers. And Reed's going to bring Coakley over.
Well, we thought the wind was going to die down, and all of a sudden they come out for the second half. It's picked up again. That flag doesn't do justice what's going on in the field right now.
McFadden, meanwhile, says, wait a minute. Ricardo, you move over to the side. I'll hold it for Reed. So Bryant McFadden holds it. Watson standing at the 2-yard line. Yard deep, it drives him. Oh, what a hit at the 14. James Harrison back in the Bengals to the 14-yard line. 14-10, Cincinnati with the lead.
It sure looked good on paper. But who's going to help you make sure it looks good on stage?
On CBS Action Tuesday, an escape killer lures Gibbs back to NCIS.
I'm not back.
Of course you're back. I can feel your badge. That is your badge.
NCIS, then.
You've got a rogue ex-unit member.
Sometimes the deadliest enemy.
How do you hunt him down?
Is a friend.
You think you're safe because I'm behind these bars?
The prisoner has escaped.
Turn, man!
It's a setup.
Hello, Alex. I missed you.
The Unit. New episode after NCIS. CBS Action Tuesday.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 41. Miller Lite and the men of the square table. Good call. And by IBM. What makes you special?
When Cincinnati was finishing up its game last week, runaway win over Cleveland, the fans back in Cincy were chanting, "We want Pittsburgh." Now they've got the 14-10 lead with their first possession of the second half, and a little hit to Houshmandzadeh for 5 yards. All 24 points, though, have come in the other direction.
Second down and 5 to 19.
As Henry comes in as the third receiver. Never a pullback. Little communication flaw there. Guide check and Palmer.
False start. 65 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Actually, movement early. Well, guide check. He just waited. Wasn't going to dare snap it. Fourth penalty on the Bengals. Steelers have not had a penalty in this game. Reggie Kelly lined up as the fullback, and it's back to Rudy Johnson. He makes Polamalu miss and gets out near the 23. Give him 8 yards.
You do not see that often, especially last year, Jim, in that playoff run. Polamalu was terrific coming up, making plays in the run versus the pass. Shoulder injury this year. Nobody talked about it when we were with the Steelers on Friday, but the fact that he's not up near the line of scrimmage all the time tells me that they're trying to protect him and get him through this week, the bye week next week, and then he can probably be back to full strength.
You know, he's the last guy that's going to make an issue out of it, too. Good reason why, perhaps not as active as we're accustomed to seeing. Palmer, well protected, and what a hit on Henry, and it's intercepted. It's Taylor. Ike Taylor inside the 20 and down at the 6. Ryan Clark absolutely hammered Chris Henry, and the ball popped up in the air, and Ike Taylor came away with it.
Bill Cowher blitz talked about Carson Palmer not trying to fit footballs into where they don't belong. Too many defenders around Henry. And, he goes up in the air and he just cannot protect himself. Clark does not use the helmet. He turns and hits with his shoulder pad.
Right in the chest, too.
Yes.
Last week it was Brian Russell of the Browns who knocked Chad Johnson silly, had him loopy for about an hour after the game. But the Steelers will take over inside the 10.
Men of the square table, is it permissible to do this?
That's always funny.
It's idiotic is what it is.
Enough! Overflowing someone's beer is barbaric.
Yeah, he's right. There's thousands of things that make us laugh. Japanese game shows, Undercover Brother on DVD, Jimmy Johnson's hair, none of which waste an ounce of beer.
No wasted beer in the name of humor. Don't. Man law?
Man law.
For great taste, there's no debate. Miller Lite.
There is a secret school
New student, press 1.
Is this a recording?
Press the damn button.
where men with no confidence
How many of you want to sell Pelt Book?
are changed by a man
Your cell sucks.
with no limits.
Kill or be killed.
School for Scoundrels. Rated PG-13.
Introducing the new Ultimate Cheese Snacker from KFC. 100% chicken breast smothered in a blend of cheddar and Swiss, topped with crisp lettuce freshly prepared on a sesame seed bun. And like the original KFC Snacker, it's only 99 cents. Now your dollar goes further at KFC.
The world's first four-door Wrangler. Wrangler Unlimited, a new species from Jeep.
Get all your gear at NFLshop.com.
She's the doctor accused of murdering 4 patients, and tonight she's on 60 Minutes. Plus, the many sides of Condi Rice you've never seen before. Tonight.
Chris Henry is up, laughing and smiling, and watch him get up off the field after a vicious collision.
Bring it on, he says. Well,
yeah, right in the direction of the Steelers bench.
I don't think you have to worry. They will.
So first and goal. Parker to the 5. Bengals are reporting just had the wind knocked out of them.
Jim, as you watch the hit, Chris Henry knows it's coming. Ryan Clark goes into him. He's got the football in one hand and he puts his shoulder into him, so it's not helmet to helmet. Ryan Clark pulled off as best he can, and when quarters are that tight, you got to trust your quarterback not to put you in that position.
Second and goal from the 5. Steelers looking to regain the lead. Parker still fighting, inching closer, and down at the 1. Running that Faneca Marvell Smith side.
It's impressive, the offensive line getting the surge down near the goal line. Obvious situations, but again, the runner, Willie Parker, getting an extra yard almost every time, or 2 yards after the hit.
Third and goal from a yard out. Essex has come in on that line for the Steelers. They'll go right side. Parker denied. Now what do you do?
Oh, you go for it. They're so close that Bill Cowher, this is not even a tough decision. Inside the 1. The decision is, do you do the obvious by running it, or do you try to catch them off guard with a reverse or pass? And last year, this would have been Jerome Bettis. This year, it's Willie Parker.
Looking for that tough yard. It is Parker. Parker is across for the touchdown. Second touchdown of the game for Willie Parker. There is a flag down.
Celebration.
After the score, unsportsmanlike conduct. Pittsburgh, number 34 and 39. A joint celebration. That 15-yard penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
His first ever multiple touchdown game. So too much celebration though. Parker and Haynes against the Bengals of all teams. Been known to do a little celebration dance or two of their own.
One of the reasons why there's the rule.
Drives it home. 10 points unanswered by the Steelers in less than 4 minutes to take the lead by 3.
The world's first 4-door Wrangler. Wrangler Unlimited. A new species from Jeep.
It used to be this was the only place I could use my phone. Right up here, by this window. But now, with the Sprint network, not only can I watch live news on my phone, but I can actually use it where I want to. DP here.
Now you have the power to try the Sprint network risk-free for 30 days. Sprint, power up.
Hi, here's your pizza. This is Fudge'ems. He's helping us with our newest promotion. Warm brownies with fudge dipping sauce. They're free.
Free warm brownies? Oh, you're too good to be true. Oh.
I love you, Fudge'ems.
Oh. Oh, Fudge'ems.
Get 10 warm oven-baked brownie squares free when you buy any large pizza at menu price.
You're watching the NFL on CBS, home of Super Bowl 41. The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Chrysler. Inspiration comes standard. And by Dr. Pepper, with 23 flavors in every Dr. Pepper.
Now they apply the excessive celebration penalty on the kick, which means Reed tees it up. The ball's already fallen off the tee. He doesn't realize it. Now I look back. Back at the 15-yard line.
It looks funny, doesn't it, being that far back? I don't think Bill Cowher thinks it's funny.
He's not laughing.
And I know everybody's going, oh, come on, let them celebrate. Hey, look, the NFL would like to, but do you think the players would draw the line? If one celebration is okay, you know that each one succeeding is going to get more elaborate, more involved, and so the players force the rule, really, by celebrating too much.
That penalty, the first of the game against the Steelers. The kick flies only up to the 22. So the Bengals get a good chance here to operate from the 40. Parker with his second score of the game. Put the Steelers in front.
Probably try to squib it, and he does. Ball comes loose, and the Bears have to get out of bounds. Rodgers along the sideline, another one. They're still in deep trouble at midfield as they get it to Rodgers. They give it back now to the 30. They're down to the 20. Oh, the band is out on the field. He's going to go into the end zone. Will it count? And the Bears have won. The most amazing, sensational, dramatic, heart-rending, exciting, thrilling finish in the history of college football.
Let's race. Hot cars, hard turns. This Tuesday, drive like there's no tomorrow. The Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift on DVD Tuesday. Also available on HD DVD.
The King is dishing out his double whopper. Triples too, all season long.
IF has always been a part of your working life, but as you plan for retirement, you face a new set of ifs. If I can't count on a big pension, if I want to stay in the house where my kids grew up, if my money has to last and last. MetLife has been protecting retirements for over 100 years. We can ease your transition from work to retirement by helping you create your personal safety net, so you're taken care of. Call on our expertise to get guarantees for the if in life. After all, we're MetLife.
Everything was destroyed, right? IDs, tickets, shoes, clothes.
She said she may know the woman who assaulted her.
Is there anything else that I should know about Annie?
These two head coaches, Phil, have known each other since they were kids, competing against one another at rival high schools. In fact, Marvin Lewis was at Cowers High School, Carlington High School, on the day of the Immaculate Reception, competing in a wrestling match. His Bengals now in a little match of their own wrestling style. Down 17-14. This is their best drive starting point, that should be, and incomplete. Trying to hit Houshmandzadeh.
Jim, you talk about Marvin Lewis and Bill Cowher as you watch the play that's almost intercepted. You got to be careful. These Steelers are athletic. I like when Marvin Lewis said he went to watch Bill Cowher play basketball.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, never a dull moment, huh?
5 fouls in about 5 minutes,
he said 12 seconds.
12 seconds, yeah.
Cowher says he hit Marvin one time. Marvin was an option quarterback on a pitch. He said, I think I hit him a little late, and I think he's still carrying a grudge. Here he gives the carry to Rudy Johnson, who scoots ahead to the 47. And Henry's back on the field after that collision. 3rd and 3 on the way for the Bengals.
I really find it just tells you about pro football teams now, how much you can accomplish during an off season, that no matter how much crowd noise there is, as you watch all these teams, the Bengals, the Colts, they can run their no-huddle offense in any atmosphere.
Third and 3. Palmer flings it, almost intercepted, and boy, was he ready to go the distance. To Shea Townsend. They were looking again in the area of Henry.
Carson Palmer has thrown 2 interceptions today, and it could be easily 4, and a couple could have gone back for touchdowns. So fortunate that way, the Steelers really attacking the football once they've seen it throw.
Kyle Larson. Bobbled snap. It was a low snap. Holmes moving in on it. Lets it bounce around, and he'll walk away. Down at the 10 by Kelly Washington. Super Bowl 41. South Florida, the countdown continues. And Super Bowl XL, an extra large performance by the Steelers. And Parker with the longest rush. Super Bowl history, 75 yards. MVP, Hines Ward. Caught a touchdown from Antoine Randall L. And 133 days to go.
I feel like Dick Clark counting it down. Just a little longer.
Look at that move. He's over 100 before he's swallowed up at the 21. Kendall Simmons again, one of those helping clear the middle. 9-yard gain.
There's a trend, and that trend is cut back running. Don't let your eyes take you out of position. And that's what the Bengals are doing. You know, they're chasing the car. You can't chase the car. You got to wait for the car to come to you. That's why Willie Parker is having those big cutback runs.
It's a first down run out to the 22. To him. 25-yard line. Parker had 100 in the opener against Miami. Held to 20 last week. The Home Depot SEC on CBS next week. Vern and Gary will have Alabama, Florida. They had a thriller yesterday, didn't they? Arkansas beating Alabama in double overtime. It all begins with the TIAA Crep College Football Today. Tim Brando and Spencer Tillman. as Arkansas and Florida meet next week on CBS.
Bill Cowher said he wanted to go back to the basics. They cut down the number of runs, just focused on a couple of them. And that theory has worked well for him.
Will they give Parker? Getting stronger as the game goes on. Running behind Dan Kreider, the unheralded fullback.
You know, Jim, instead of having like 10 or 15 different runs on your game plan for the Bengals, they narrowed it down to about 4 or 5. And that way you get more practice with it during the week. The players don't overthink. They know what they're going to do. They know it's going to be more about being physical and not trying to outsmart the other side. And the Steelers' offensive line has responded.
Haynes comes in. Parker in the lineup. Protection this time. Protection aplenty. Going to fling it down the field. It's going to be picked. Delta O'Neal saw that like a center fielder. It's into Pittsburgh territory. Down the sideline. Starks has an angle on him and bumps him out. But Cincinnati now set up inside the 30.
That ball was a good 20 yards underthrown by Ben Roethlisberger. The one thing I've noticed, you know, you got to remember all the accidents, everything that he's gone through, the appendectomy, he's just not as strong as he was before it. And look at the way down there.
He fell down when he threw it, Phil.
Yeah, he was trying to get some extra oomph into it, and it's just not there.
Watch him at the release.
You know what? Did he step on an offensive lineman, the back of the lineman? No, he didn't.
41-yard return by O'Neal. Set up at the 29. And Johnson moving the pile to the 24, a quick 5.
Boy, we've had some tremendous turns in emotion,
Have we ever?
strategy, everything.
Just when you think one team's about to get this thing going and take full control of it, a turnover's committed and back comes the other team the other way.
Well, you know, Jim, it's kind of a sign of two good football teams when they play each other. It's just hard to keep stringing one good play after another.
It's like that 38-31 Donnybrook they had here last December, won by the Bengals. And Johnson falls for another 3, maybe 2. Ryan Clark comes up to make the hit.
I tell you, I can't get over the philosophy of the Bengals. When I've seen all now since I'm here today, I've watched all their games, the first 2, this one, and they're just more patient. They're running the football more. They're trying to be a little more power, control it, maybe take some pressure off their defense, but also maybe just trying to protect Carson Palmer, not dropping back every single time.
Got Henry on the left. Johnson, Houshmandzadeh to the right. 3rd and 3. Townsend after Palmer, and he decks him with the ball loose. And the Steelers are certain they have it. And the officials agree.
That time the Steelers did such a good job of disguising their defense. Nobody picks up Deshae Townsend. He comes free. Carson Palmer keeps avoiding it, but you got to remember these guys, they can stop, turn around, and get you, and that's led to 3 fumbles by Carson Palmer today. Timing, that's what blitzing is all about, and the Steelers have always had good timing.
Boy, Townsend stayed after him, didn't he? The handle to the 34. Final minute of the 3rd quarter.
Man.
2nd and 7 coming up. Cincinnati's committed 3, couple by the Steelers.
Well, I'm going to catch my breath and get ready for the 4th quarter.
You know it's going to be a good one. Just as you had said, back and forth we go, and another unexpected twist in this plot. 2nd down 7. Probably the final play of the quarter. And that one met right at the line of scrimmage by Landon Johnson. So 10 points in the quarter. Hagens with the recovery for the Steelers. Steelers with the lead heading to the fourth. You're watching the NFL on CBS, home of Super Bowl 41.
What this attorney's showing his staff is like nothing they ever learned in law school.
The next time you cheat, don't get caught.
James Woods, Shark, new episode Thursday after CSI.
Don't miss the season premiere of Without a Trace on its new night, CBS Tonight.
Sunday Ticket is brought to you by Bridgestone Tires. Passion for excellence.
Need new tires? Get to the big Bridgestone rebate event for up to a $100 mail-in rebate on select Bridgestone Dueler tires, September 7th through October 7th. Only at your local participating Bridgestone and Firestone retailer. Wherever you see this Bridgestone sign.
Jeez, that's a big truck.
Yeah.
It has the world's biggest cab.
Where's the truck?
The all-new Dodge Ram Mega Cab. Yeah, it's that big. Right now, see your Dodge dealer and get a $3,500 cash allowance on 2006 Ram Mega Cab.
My favorite NBA League Pass moment
Definitely have to be
When Steve Nash had 22 assists.
continue into the hoop.
I'm watching live on my computer.
Do NBA League Pass broadband,
Which was included in my subscription.
just finding guys everywhere.
This controls the game.
And that's why he's the MVP. 2 times.
For a limited time, NBA League Pass from DirecTV is just $179. To order, call 1-800-GET-SPORTS or visit DirecTV.com.
You want to see the stars shine?
Get an NBA League Pass
From DirecTV.
Start the final quarter. Jim Nantz, Phil Simms here at Heinz Field. This time the Bengals will have the benefit of the win. All the scoring going in the direction of the wind. Pittsburgh going into it with 4 receivers on 3rd and 5 to open the quarter. And that ball dropped by Wilson, wide open.
Yeah, it's dropped, but just not a good throw by Ben Roethlisberger. I can tell it doesn't come out of his hand real clean, and that's because you can see the wobble on it just a little bit. And anytime you see the football wobbling, it just makes it much more difficult for the receiver to catch it. But a good read, good blitz pickup. Everything was there but the throw and catch.
First punt of the day for the Steelers, Chris Gardocki. Ratliff trying to return this one. Makes the fair catch. Looked like he had maybe a 7-8 yard jump. But fair catch instead, 21-yard line. Chad Johnson's been a rather quiet day, hasn't it?
That's amazing.
Look at last week. Took a hit in this game. There it is, Brian Russell leveling him late in that one. Said last night, he told us he was just fine.
Never let him know you're hurt. That's what he's about. I'll tell you, people, you can think what you want. The players love him. He brings tremendous energy to the game, but maybe more importantly, he brings that energy to practice and just keeps it lively, and that makes the team better.
He makes everyone enjoy practice. Palmer is decked at the 16. Aaron Smith and Casey Hampton actually may have been there first.
Nobody opened down the field. Nothing special by the Steelers. The coverage just allows the defensive lineman about 1 more second to get to the quarterback, and it almost always results in a sack.
Results in a 5-yard loss. 2nd down, 15. Johnson lost his footing on that one.
Jim, when the quarterback is getting sacked, he's fumbled 3 times, thrown a couple interceptions. sometimes it's hard to pull the trigger. So Carson Palmer, instead of looking and throwing, you look and you go, wait, let me make sure. Then you look again, and it's usually too late.
Palmer has great regard and respect for the Steeler defense. This has got to be one of the top 2 or 3 defenses in the NFL, if not the best. They've gotten to him a couple of times and picked him twice. 3rd and long from the gun. And the catch made on his back. Houshmandzadeh is about a yard short.
They might go. They could line up and quick snap this. That's what they're going to do.
On 4th and a yard.
A lot of teams do this. Quarterback sneak.
Wow, what a call here, and Palmer's effort. This is going to be a critical spot. Looks like he's right on the line that he needed.
Look at the Steelers, though, Jim. They have studied and know the Bengals well. It looked like they had about 7 guys by the guard in the center.
They did stuff the box, and Palmer.
Look at that inside, and Palmer,
head down, denied, and then dives for it.
And that was a good spot. They spotted almost exactly where he ended up.
He's got it.
Oh, he's got it easy. Come on, you knew it.
You know, I wasn't so sure that he had it. You know, the mark you didn't think was a little generous.
I thought the official put the football almost exactly where he ended up, where the nose of that football was.
Gutsy call by the Bengals.
As an old friend of mine would say, exactly. That would be the great Paul McGuire, just to let you know.
I knew that old friend of yours.
Yeah.
Crowd now trying to bring some support to this defense. And Higgins comes in on Palmer this time. Well, Cincinnati escapes 3rd and 14 and 4th and 1, but then Palmer pays for it again.
Willie Anderson, right tackle. Clark Hagan's excellent jump at the snap with the football. Crowd noise. It affects the tackles more than anybody else on the offense.
Levi Jones hobbles off. Andrew Whitworth, a rookie, comes in at left tackle. And a timeout. A timeout call.
It's gridlocked all the way into downtown. All 4 lanes are...
A new level of strength. A new level of quality. Introducing the GM 100,000-mile warranty. A new level of confidence.
You're gonna get what you need. Gonna get what you need. You're gonna get what you need.
With courtesy transportation and roadside assistance, it's the best coverage in America from the biggest brand in America.
The NFL and television go back nearly 70 years. This season, NFL Network invites you to a new football tradition.
With a telecast you'd expect from NFL Network, made by football people, for football people. Great matchups on the run to the playoffs. Join us for a new football tradition.
It all begins this fall, only on NFL Network.
Dad, something's wrong with Uncle Charlie.
A loving gesture. Oh, bite me. Picked you up a little something I thought might put a smile on your face.
The only thing in this box that could possibly put a smile on my face is your severed head.
2.5 Men, a new episode, CBS tomorrow.
Palmer has been sacked 3 of his last 4 drops. 5 overall, and now he's got a rookie left tackle in, Andrew Whitworth. Jones out with an ankle. Racing away from the heat and throws it away. It's Aaron Smith who forced him out of the pocket.
Coverage down the field. That time Carson Palmer gets pretty good pass protection, but there is nobody open. And again, the defenders for the Steelers, Chris Henry's not open either. They're using their hands and they're starting to swipe at Carson Palmer, and they almost caused him to fumble the last play again.
Well, he got out of a 3rd and 14 jam with a 4th down conversion from a yard out as well. Now it's 3rd and 17. Try to get some of it back on the ground with Watson. That's 6 yards before Ferrier put an end to it.
That was a good call. Good call. Just get off the field before something really bad happens.
No kidding. I mean, here's Palmer trying your best to make sure no one puts a hand on him all day. And he has been in a lot of traffic.
He's finding out what it's like for most quarterbacks in the NFL. It's rough.
Carson with the boot. Complete. Fields at 23-yard line. And nothing on the return. 47-yard punt, but the Pittsburgh defense. Higgins has a sack and a recovery.
When it comes to being a better football fan, nothing beats Sprint NFL Mobile. You can watch exclusive game highlights of all your favorite players, like Peyton Manning. That guy's pretty good, if you like 6'5", 230-pound quarterbacks, laser, rocket arm. With NFL Mobile only from Sprint, you get customizable alerts and real-time stats on your favorite team. Maybe like Peyton Manning's team, maybe.
Get the power of the NFL in your hand, only with Sprint.
Guys, I got some really bad news. I'm out of Bud Light.
Oh, come on, dude.
But my roommate isn't.
You think he's gonna notice we took some?
No, man, he's not gonna notice.
What the?
Hey, there's a little blinking light on it.
I'm thinking he may notice.
Refreshingly smooth Bud Light. Always worth it.
Ooh, great play.
I found it under the bed.
That, by the way, not mine.
Did you want it?
No.
The Class, new episode CBS tomorrow.
This is a perfect half-inch scale model of the room.
The killer obviously wanted it to be found.
It's real blood.
Nutjob family, dead rock star.
Groupies already starting to gather.
Where's your shirt?
I'm resourceful, not a murderer.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Visa. Go on, live life, and remember that no matter what it takes, life takes Visa. Refreshingly smooth Bud Light, always worth it. And by Energizer E² Lithium. Keep going.
Pittsburgh defense. Summit on the sideline that held Cincinnati to 26 yards in this half. And they forced the punt, bringing the Steelers out. 1st down and 10 from the 23 with the lead by a field goal. Parker sees nothing there and just takes what he can. 2 yards. Tomorrow, CSI Miami is in a fight against the city's deadliest gang, and don't miss a new episode tomorrow at 10, 9 Central on America's most watched network. And I'll tell you, the Dolphins are in a 10-10 tie with Tennessee, and if they lose this one, somebody better call David Caruso and put the CSI Miami crew over there at the Dolphins headquarters. They'd be 0-3. Their season might be dead. 2nd down and 8. And that looked like it might be a whole lot more than 2 yards for Parker. Williams closed it in a hurry, so did Smith. And Chad Johnson.
Disappointed. You know what I saw at the end of the last series for the Bengals? Carson Palmer sprinted off the field and caught up to Chad Johnson at the sideline, and I could tell he was trying to pump him up, keep him in the game, because, you know, Chad Johnson's used to be in the center of attention when it comes to the passing game, but that's not been the case today.
Third down for Pittsburgh, 3rd and 6. And Roethlisberger flushed out, and Nate Washington had a chance at it twice. Broken up by Jonathan Joseph.
That's a really good job by Jonathan Joseph. Again, they let Roethlisberger out of the pocket. It looks like a completion. Jim, you heard Marvin Lewis, Chuck Bresnahan, the defensive coordinator. They were talking about Jonathan Joseph. They think they got something special at corner, and I'm sure as the year goes along, he's going to start playing more and more.
High praise for him. He's exceeded their expectations, they said, with maturity and poise. And he reached that hand in there and looked that pass up. Docky, well, gets the big bounce. So it's not going to be as damaging as it looked at first. In fact, 41 yards. 17-14 Pittsburgh.
Extreme power of Energizer E² Lithium, the world's longest-lasting AA battery in high-tech devices. Energizer. Keep going.
Looking for something.
Where's the gold?
I got tired of people taking it. So I got a Visa check card. And if this gets stolen, I'm not liable for any fraudulent charges. And I get all that money back.
Give me it.
No.
Give me the card.
No. Oh, look, a unicorn.
The Visa check card. Safer, better money. Life takes Visa.
It's the Cold Case season premiere at a new time.
You know, you can't keep me in here.
We can do whatever we want. We're the police.
Without a trace on its new night.
The more you can tell us about Todd, the sooner we're going to be able to find him.
How long do you keep looking until you give up?
We never give up.
The season premieres at Cold Case and Without a Trace. CBS tonight.
Coming up, we do have a Subway post-game show, a full review of all the 1 o'clock games with JB, Dan, Shannon, and Boomer. Coming up after the game on the Subway post-game show. From the 32, quick toss, Houshmandzadeh. Levi Jones was back in there for that snap, so hobbled off with that tender ankle that kept him out of the game last week, but he returns.
That's a play there. You see every team running it. The quick throw to the wide receiver, and that is about as good as I've seen it defended all year long. Deshae Townsend comes up, makes the tackle for no gain.
Hines Ward studying it all. Steelers jump in, and again, with the stop at the line of scrimmage with Larry Foote. 3rd and 10 on the way. Johnson held to just a fraction under 3 yards a carry.
Let's go back, Jim, real quick. Watch the linebackers crossing. They do it almost every play, and look what it does. It just creates such confusion on who's going to block who, and that's why one of the reasons why the Steelers make so many plays in the opposing backfield.
Palmer from the gun. Been sacked 5 times, make it 6. Brett Kiesel, the man who stepped in for the departed Kimo von Oelhoffen, gets his first sack of the season.
Palmer, the initial protection is good. Doesn't stay there, and so watch Chad Johnson, top of your screen. Watch his reaction. He knows he was open. The timing wasn't there again.
Carson hands it back. Hopefully got a hand on it. And doesn't fall on it. Still free at the 10. Cincinnati ball. What a huge mistake by Ricardo Coakley. Looks like Tony Stewart fell on it for Cincinnati.
Jim, with this wind and the way it's blowing, and as that ball was kicked, you could see it was staying up in the air, and Ricardo Coakley uses his hands above his head. Watch. He tries to snatch it out of the air. That is really dangerous, even though that's his technique. That's how he does it. And it hits the ground, and you know when it hits the ground, panic sits in, and that football is hard to pick up.
Boy, Tyrone Carter had a play on it for Pittsburgh, but then Stewart jumped into the pile and snatched it away. First and goal to go. Cincinnati poised to take the lead with 8 minutes left. Fake to Johnson and throws to Houshmandzadeh for the lead.
Boy, unbelievable.
Just one play.
The Bengals basically can do nothing on offense, but they get a big break and they take advantage of the situation. The play action fake just destroys the defense. Look at that. Everybody up, nobody in the middle.
Houshmandzadeh out the first 2 games of the season. Comes in. It's a touchdown grab in his return. And Graham to the left side adds the point after. Coakley with the mistake of not bringing it into his body, trying to grab it with the fingertips. Stewart recovers. One play later, the Bengals take the lead.
Here at the Chic Shave Lab, we have been testing the new Chic Quattro Titanium in simulated social environments to see if it really is off the easy.
3, 2, 1.
Off the easy, indeed.
New Chic Quattro Titanium stays sharp to give you a close, smooth shave with less irritation than the leading brand. It's the only razor with 4 advanced blades made with titanium.
New Chic Quattro Titanium, the power of 4 meets titanium.
Chuck, you're all blinged out.
Could say the same about you. You're like a whole new element. New grill, new wheels. You get dropped?
A little bit. Just a little bit.
That looks tight.
Cool. That rope is fat.
Don't I know it? Actually, between you and me, it's not real gold. If I wear more than a couple of hours, it turns my neck all green.
Subway Daytime Drama presents Reggie Bush in The Rookie.
I'll never play. Sure you will, kiddo. You just gotta stay hungry. But if I eat this, I won't be hungry anymore.
Eat the sandwich! Subway Restaurants. Tasty new premium steak sandwiches like the blackened Cajun steak, hot and fresh from the oven, and the new steak and cheese. Subway, eat steak!
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Subway. Yummylicious sandwiches on freshly baked bread. Subway, eat fresh. And by Chic Quattro Titanium. The power of 4 meets titanium.
Ben Roethlisberger must bring his team from behind in the final quarter. Again, all the points going in this direction. Cincinnati's direction for this quarter. 3 lead changes.
6 turnovers, Jim. No exaggeration, there could be 12. Dropped interceptions, fumbles that have hit the ground that were recovered by the fumbling team.
There's Coakley, who committed the last one. He's back to return a kick. Holmes is back there also. A chance for a return. Graham with a beauty drives it all the way into the back corner of the end zone. Next week on CBS is a doubleheader Sunday. San Diego and Baltimore for many of you early, or the Colts and the Jets, Miami and Houston. In the great majority of the nation, we'll see the Patriots come into Cincinnati. Phil will be there for that one. Should be quite a scene. All starting at 12 noon with James, Dan, Shannon, Boomer with the NFL today. Next week, a doubleheader day on the first Sunday, the first day of October. Gets it outside, gets 6. That was Rashad Ginty. He was able to drag him down. There he is. Former Canadian football leaguer who came in, got a little personal tryout during the spring with Coach Lewis, and they signed him up.
Signed him up, and it took some trust. He knew he could play in the Canadian Football League, had that salary. Marvin Lewis said, look, trust me, you make the team, you make 3 times that, or more than that, really.
Now he's starting for Pollard. Injury and a first down. Picked up, fumble on the back end of it. Parker let it slip out. It was actually Haynes, I believe, that carried it, and Cincinnati already racing off the field saying they have the recovery. And they do.
We're a long ways from the play, but I could hear the contact from up here. And sometimes you can protect that football. If they hit you hard enough, it's coming out.
Brian Simmons recovers the Veron Haynes fumble. Haynes had the first.
Well, what happened, Jim? It looks like he ran into his own guy.
Is there a chance that somebody could say his knee was down?
Oh, it comes flying out there. There it comes. It's a fumble. Don't waste the challenge, Coach Cowher's on the field.
He had it in his hand. Did you see it?
Yeah, he saw it on the replay. He saw it on the board.
And then he just shook his head and said, no, go ahead and play. From the 30. Going for another one-play drive to the end zone, and what a catch! Pulled down again by Houshmandzadeh. 30-yard touchdown to T.J. Houshmandzadeh over Deshae Townsend.
Bill Cowher was talking about he wants his team to throw some of these. Throw some jump balls. You know why? Because there's 2 good things that can happen. You can catch it, you get pass interference, and the worst thing that can happen, he says, is an incomplete pass. How times have changed, but the Bengals, with talent, big, tall receivers, they do it better than anyone.
Back-to-back, one-play, touchdown drives off of turnovers. Houshmandzadeh showing some pretty great concentration that time.
Well, let's see if he showed a little bit of arm strength by pushing off. Deshae Townsend, Houshmandzadeh knows he's already got the left hand out. It looked pretty clean to me.
2 touchdowns in 54 seconds.
He did put his hand on it, and when you're running full speed, just to touch somebody with your hand can really have a big effect, but you could tell by that there was never any movement in his arm. There was no push-off, just tremendous concentration by Houshmandzadeh.
Carson Palmer, this Pac-10 bred firepower, the USC quarterback to the Oregon State receiver, who was a teammate and roommate of Chad Johnson at Oregon State.
He thought he was back at USC. My guys are better than your guys. Let me just throw it up, and it'll probably be a touchdown. Right, Tommy Spencer? Big USC fan.
Our spotter up here.
Yeah.
Enjoying any USC mention. There's Haynes, though, suffering after that fumble.
Jim, it goes back. That tells you, that shows you there's no plays there, but they still make it just because of the talent level of the guys.
This kick, another big one by Graham. One hop into the stands. And Roethlisberger will begin at the 20. And tonight we'll begin with 60 Minutes with Katie Couric and an inside look at Condoleezza Rice. Then a new episode of The Amazing Race and back-to-back premieres. Cold Case Without a Trace. So 60 Minutes, Race, Case, Trace. Tonight on CBS.
You're a rapper now, Jim. I always kind of thought you had a little bit of that in you.
More to come. Wait till I give you the Monday night lineup.
Best thing I've seen this weekend or saw this weekend, Jim Nance and Chad Johnson shaking hands.
I learned something.
I'll show it to the people next week.
First down, they're going right to the shotgun with 4 receivers with only 7 minutes remaining. Roethlisberger throws underneath the coverage, picks up about 8. That's Antonio Holmes.
So there's no doubt they're going to be in the hurry-up offense. 3 timeouts. Take your time regardless of how much time it takes you to go down the field. If they make you throw 2-yard completions, you got to take them.
Haynes fumbled it last time. They show some confidence. They give it right back to him, and he bursts ahead for another first. Steelers need to get Hines Ward involved in this. He has only 1 catch today. Of course, he is not 100% either with a hamstring. Again, underneath the go. Back to Holmes, his 2nd catch of the day. Both of them on this series.
I call that the Marvin Harrison play. The wide receiver to the right is far away from the quarterback, coming underneath. Every team now tries it in the NFL.
Down 4. There he goes, trying to hit Ward, but broken up again by Jonathan Joseph. 3rd and 4 coming up.
Show patience. This time Roethlisberger, the receivers underneath were all open. And Jonathan Joseph, he knows the defense that's being played. He knows the weak spot is down the middle, so that should be the first route you take away. He did it, and it almost resulted in another interception.
Well, Pittsburgh, you might remember early, 6 for 6 on 3rd down conversions early. They missed on their last 5. 3rd and 4. This time, and that is Hines Ward working on the rookie Joseph. Hines, who has tried all kinds of remedies and solutions, trying to figure out a way to get that hamstring 100%, flying people in.
Well, the Bengals playing safe. They're really just giving up these short completions. When will they gamble?
Double coverage. Takes a big hit from Delta O'Neal. And we've got another update back at the studio and James Brown.
Jim and Phil, take a look at Peyton Manning here on a play-action keeper for a 2-yard scamper for the score. His 10th rushing touchdown of his career, first since 2002, up 21-7. I asked Dan and Boomer, hey, could Phil run like that? They both just stared at me, so I'll just throw it back to you guys. Jim and Phil.
I don't remember them running all that much either, though, now come to think of it, JB.
Come on. I'm an Olympic sprinter next to those two.
Swept them last year. They were down 7 early. They got 2 touchdowns. Pattern and Holmes hauling it in for a first.
That is a play that's been missing from the Pittsburgh Steelers. They missed it many times last week against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Ben Roethlisberger looked left. He knew he was going to have Holmes to the right, singled up, and makes the perfect sideline throw.
Down, Haynes. Jumping around for 5 yards. 5 minutes remaining.
Well, I keep waiting. The Bengals are playing the bend but don't break. They're going to do it again here. Sooner or later, they're going to come with a blitz and try to stop the drive.
Not here. On this one, Roethlisberger goes all the way to the end zone. Broken up by Madieu Williams. Oh, he was injured most of last year, this kid Williams, 3rd year out of Maryland. He's already made a big play in this game. Talk about a huge momentum swing. Just when it looked like it might be 14-0, he makes a pick in the end zone.
Did you see what he did? He saw that Hines Ward was open. He put his head down like a good wide receiver, fired for a few steps to get him closer to Hines Ward. Then he looks up and knocks the football down. If you look at the football the whole way and run, it slows you down too much. He'd have been a foot short of knocking it down.
So 3rd down. Now they come in on Roethlisberger, and he has no chance.
There was the blitz.
Justin Smith with his 4th sack of the year. He had 3 in the opener at Kansas City.
Here it comes. The linebacker comes, gathers, the defensive lineman goes back, it catches the Steelers off guard, and they get a sack.
I'm going to go for it here from the 36. 4th and 10.
You try to play an umbrella defense. Everybody be around the 10 to 12 yard mark. Make them throw it short and tackle.
Run away out of the pocket. Man open, and the catch is made. It's Cedric Wilson. They've got a first down at the 17. Well, he was open, Phil.
He was open. Oh, the corners, they had 2 guys to the right. They chased them off, but the play is Ben Roethlisberger on the run, falling away from the line of scrimmage, still able to get enough on it and get it to Wilson for a huge first down.
Move inside of 4 minutes. Big 4th down conversion for the Steelers.
Cincinnati, their second, it'll be a 30-second timeout.
Good timeout by the Bengals. Take the momentum away, slow them down, make them think, and more than anything, rest your defense.
This Cincinnati defense in the first 2 games, winning at Kansas City and then beating the Browns 34-17. They had some lapses in the 4th quarter, which had the coaching staff pretty worked up. Chuck Bresnahan talking about how got to prove to people we can shut down the run, which they really had done with Larry Johnson in the opener and the whole Browns team last week. But it's the explosive plays Bresnahan spoke of. They're first and foremost. Late in the first 2 games, he saw it, and it happened late in last year, too, when they gave up 31 a game the last 8 games of the season.
You know, Jim, explosive plays happen for one big reason. It's the pass rush. If you have a consistent, really good pass rush by your defensive linemen, not by blitzing, you can stop a lot of the big plays in the passing game down the field. The Bengals do not have a consistent big-time pass rush yet.
First down, fakes right, and goes left with Haynes zigging and zagging and still on his feet. Not going to make it back to the line of scrimmage.
Tremendous disguise. The screens, the Steelers, the Bengals have seen them so many times, they've reacted well to them today.
2nd down and 11. 3.5 remaining. Now going to the end zone. And at the goal line, in and out of the hands of Washington. Williams helped jar that loose.
I don't know if he did or not. I think it was in there, and it just pops out on its own. Williams sees it coming. Boy, that's a fastball, and that's right. It was in and out without the hit from Williams.
Did he get a hand in there, though? Reach around here to...
Well, yeah, once he bobbled it, he knocks it out, but...
Should have been made right on contact.
Absolutely. Should have been a touchdown.
Washington, who had a score in the Thursday night opener against Miami. Would have had another one there. 1 second on the down clock to get it away in time. In the middle and almost. Well, when that ball's up in the air that long, you never know. Looking for Hines Ward. Again, he pays for it.
The Steelers were the Bengals were in a defense. They were going to make you throw it over the middle. The linebackers know it, so they're watching the quarterback's eyes.
And that's Miller comes over and puts the final hit on him.
And they react to it. 4th down. This is a good job. Go for the field goal here.
36-yard try.
Of course, down 11.
Just to get them within 1 possession. Touchdown in the 2. Reed, 36 yards. They have to have it. And he's right down the middle. (28-20) with 3:18 remaining, and the Steelers have their full timeout load remaining.
That was a good drive by the Steelers offense. What they did, they prolonged the game. They went, okay, here's the move, and now they've kept the pressure on the Bengals offense. Now the Bengals got to say, well, we got to come out and get some first downs, and when you want to try to do that, passes, they could be incomplete, stop the clock. A lot of good things can happen for the Steelers.
Well, the Steelers were looking pretty flawless at the very start of this game. A drive right down the field. They were poised to score again the second time they had it, then this pick. Second half, back here in this quarter, Hopefully that one led to a touchdown. Just seconds later, Haynes coughs it up. Led to another score. And then this time, talk about miscues, a drop touchdown.
Well, the Steelers have definitely created enough opportunities for themselves to win the game today. And it goes without saying, so have the Bengals. Football's been on the ground. The Steelers couldn't come up with it. A big drop touchdown pass by Washington.
Roethlisberger feeling like things this year for the offense for the Steelers is going to be better because as he told us, he says, I'm not going to be the guy holding us back anymore. He says, I really know the offense now, how it works, and we should be that much more efficient.
I think it's well said. It's the truth. The more he knows, the better he can run it, get more people involved.
So they kick it deep. A onside kick this early. And that is Watson. Free-walled on the hit with 3:13 remaining. And you wouldn't think with Cincinnati with 28 points and 4 touchdown passes that Chad Johnson wouldn't have one of them at least, or even for that matter, only 1 reception for the day.
And what's going to make Chad Johnson even more upset as they go back and watch the film, win or lose, that he has been open quite a bit, but Carson Palmer has just decided to go the other way with the football.
But it's been going to his fellow receivers. Houshmandzadeh with 2 in this quarter, 2 for Henry in the second quarter. Now they'll look just to pick up some first downs and try to run out this clock. Rudy Johnson dives into the line for no gain. Polamalu comes up with a hit. Timeout called by the Steelers, leaving them with 2. We've got the Subway postgame show coming up after this one, with JB and Dan and Shannon and Boomer. All the latest scores and highlights, all coming up on the Subway postgame show. Well, Marvin Lewis, he's been here 3 previous times as the head coach of the Bengals, and he has a winning record, 2-1, trying to get to 3-1 at Heinz Field. That would be pretty great work.
That's payback for getting that late hit from Bill Cowher. That's what it is.
Right.
When they were in high school. But I love this time of the game because I want to see what each side is going to do strategy-wise. The Bengals, they're not going to get this first down just running it up the middle. What kind of pass play do you call that doesn't have a high risk to it to get a first down?
2nd and 10. Of Rudy Johnson, who only lost 1 fumble all of last year and nearly 400 touches and a timeout again. This time, James Ferrier furiously signaling. That leaves him with 1. Now, Marvin Lewis said one thing during the week, with all this hype leading into this game, regardless what happens, there's a lot of football left for both teams. He said nobody knows that better than the Steelers about the length of the season, the way it can go up and down, because when the Bengals beat the Steelers last December 4th here, it dropped Pittsburgh on the life support at a 7-5 record. Of course, the Steelers never lost another game. They went on from that point, got the 6th seed to get the last spot in the AFC playoffs, beat the Bengals in the wild card game, went on to win Super Bowl extra large. Third down and 13. Watson tries the side this time. He gets away from the first contact. Look out. Nearing the first, but stopped short. Did not make it. And look at big Casey Hampton. Coming all the way back down the field to keep him short of the first. And the Steelers have used their last timeout.
Yeah, the Bengals 3 running plays. The Steelers use all 3 timeouts, but it's not a big deal because there's 2 minutes and 53 seconds to go. you have the 2-minute warning. What the Bengals needed was a first down. The Steelers still have plenty of time to execute a last-minute scoring drive here. But for a defense that struggled, Marvin Lewis just put it right on him. With those 3 running plays, he almost guaranteed that defense, you got to go back out here and win this for us.
Look who's back. It's not Coakley any longer. It's Antonio Holmes. Waiting, trying to draw him off. High in the sky. A good one. Holmes fields it at the 6. Tries the left side. There is some room. Finally pushed it out at the 21, and there is a flag.
Taunting on the Steelers. Mike Logan.
Brad St. Louis, the snapper, was down on the ground, was in on the contact after the snap.
Just let your actions say it all. Had a tremendous hit, but then he taunted Brad St. Louis.
After the play is over, taunting number 31, Pittsburgh. That's a half the distance to the goal penalty. First down.
Well, with all the talk and the smack all week long, why wouldn't you think there'd be some sort of taunting penalty in this game for over talking? Well, look at that hit. Now after the hit, Logan just taken out the snapper, but then penalized.
It's big stuff.
Sure it is. Back at the 10-yard line. Throwing into gusty winds. 2:42, no timeouts. Short. Across the 20, near the first. Roethlisberger wants everybody to their feet, trying to sneak in as many plays as you can before the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, they got a chance to get this one and maybe one more.
That one gains 11. No one over there but a Bengal. Corey James.
Yeah, just by the body language, it looks like Ben Roethlisberger was right. Cedric Wilson was wrong.
This Pittsburgh team that's going into a bye week, an early bye, and then comes out of it playing at San Diego. And you were talking to Roethlisberger about maybe it's good, you know, you're going to get a break. He says, well, it is and it isn't. Just when I finally get back in there, get a chance to get my rhythm back, I got to shut it down again. But his body and certainly his mind probably need a little bit of time. As he has suffered yet another sack. That's Gathers. And that'll bring it down to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes left. Cincinnati leading 28-20.
Yo, what are you up to Saturday night, huh?
I'm not exactly sure, but since I'm the new SC, the element designed to kick it with the city dweller, I'm sure to be something sick home slice.
You should hit up the club. I'll be laying it down on the 1s and 2s.
You spin.
You're talking to the world famous DJ Underground? I got a little pair of earphones and I'm all like...
Yeah, that's fresh. But I thought there were certain things a DJ needed. Like a neck.
You know what? Just for that, you can wait in line with all the ugly people.
Hey, over here. Why don't you switch to our network? We're just like them.
Are you reliable?
Excellent question.
How about for email or downloading music?
Why not?
Only one wireless network is America's most reliable for calls, downloads, and emails.
That is a problem, and we are working on it.
Verizon Wireless. It's the network.
Coach, what do you know about this new Coors Light Silver Ticket promotion?
Excuse me, repeat that again?
Coors Light is giving away NFL tickets.
They do things that you don't see every day.
But, Coach, what's the point of the silver ticket promotion?
It's all about winning.
Look for the official entry code inside specially marked packages of Coors and Coors Light for your chance to win NFL tickets, even Super Bowl tickets, and more.
Coach, I am freaking out about this silver ticket promotion.
You have to learn to handle it, okay? You have to learn to handle your own intensity.
They survived the unthinkable.
Somebody nuked us.
Oh my God. Now, the only question is what will happen next.
We got trouble coming.
Won't the rain clear the radiation out of the air?
Yes, and bring it straight down on Jericho.
Take them to the storm cellar now!
We seal them up and here they're gonna die.
Jericho, a new episode, CBS Wednesday.
Right out of the 2-minute warning, and 3rd down for the Steelers. Need a touchdown and a 2. Haynes, 2 Bengals collapse on him. Keep him short of the first. 4th down coming up. Landon Johnson and Kewan Ratliff had that side locked down. Be 4th and about 3. This will do it right here. We'll call it 4th and a long 2. Roethlisberger takes the short one. It's there for the first. That's Washington. So remember, they started back at the 10.
They did. They need some short throw to break for about 20 yards to give them a couple good shots to get in the end zone before the time runs out.
There's one of them right there as Wilson dives at the 47. Steelers hurry up to reset, looking for a spike play. One of these days, I think someone's going to go back to the old fake off of that, but not this occasion.
Now that's been done. Dan Marino ruined that for everybody.
Yeah, the game against the Jets.
Of course, now with TV, we see it about 14 times every week.
That's right.
So, or the NFL Network and everything else involved with football.
57 seconds, and the Steelers do have a chance.
Well, they absolutely do. And sooner or later, this defense is going to get tighter. Somebody makes a play or try to make a play. That's when the Steelers will have their chance. They haven't come through in quite a while in that situation. The blitz.
Picked up. Roethlisberger. Nothing there, so in traffic, incomplete, and a flag. It's going to be called for roughing the quarterback on Williams.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer, blow to the head. Number 40 of the defense. That's a 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Oh, another big one. Put him near the 30. The hand to the face. You agree with the call?
I do. It's both hands to the face. You know, it wasn't an accidental glancing blow. Both of his hands, Williams went right up into Roethlisberger's face, pushed him back. You got to throw the flag.
And the 32. Some chances now to throw the ball in the end zone. Wouldn't go there quite yet. Working with no timeouts, rolling out, loves to throw on the run, and the catch. Not there, incomplete, they rule it. Holmes had it, then he had his legs taken away, and he couldn't hold on. It was Ratliff who went under and helped knock it loose, went under the contact, forcing the drop.
Again, they let Ben Roethlisberger out of the pocket. When he gets out of the pocket, big plays can be had down the field. It's just the speed of the defense. The defensive backs today a couple times have stopped big plays because the football is just a little off target where they can hit the receivers and make it go incomplete.
Now with 43 seconds.
Now they're going to try something different, a 3-man rush.
All kinds of time to dance around. Goes middle of the field. Is that a catch? Or is it scooped off the ground? It's ruled a reception at the 16.
When you rush 3 defenders, The quarterback's got to know I'm going to have a lot of time to throw.
Haynes for 16 and a spike at 22 seconds.
And that's what Roethlisberger did that time. He did not panic. He retreated a little bit and let the defense lose its spacing, and he finds the receiver down the field.
What a catch by Haynes. It looked clean.
Any time when you're in this kind of situation, it's not that I dislike the three-man rush. I hate it. You cannot let a quarterback get all that extra time.
You liked it when you were playing against it.
Yeah, but especially when it's a mobile quarterback like Roethlisberger.
From the 16, Roethlisberger goes toward the end zone and incomplete. Looking for Hines Ward and Williams on the coverage.
Well, with all that's said here, Jim, they're in position to get 4 shots to score. And the Bengals, it's tough. What do you do?
I know one thing. If there's a completion inside the field of play, it's going to be awful hard to get back to the line to reset with only 18 seconds remaining in this game.
They can do it. I forgot about the spikes. They only get 3 shots.
That's third down. Throws toward the end zone and he's intercepted. That will do it. Case Beharn has the pick. Stepping in today for Dexter Jackson. And the 5th takeaway of the day by the Bengals locks it up.
Well, Ben Roethlisberger has enough time to make the throw. It's a good decision. He gets hit late and just pushed over, but really a valiant try. Very impressed what the Steelers' offense did the last couple times with the football.
He was going for Nate Washington. The Steelers had started the drive back at their own 10-yard line with no timeouts remaining, with a little more than 2 minutes to play. They chipped away, got it all the way to the 16, had 2 throws to the end zone to try to get the touchdown, leading up to what would have been a 2-point tying try. But instead, the Bengals remain undefeated. Now let's go to James Brown in New York.
All right, fellas, thank you so very much. Let's take you now to the New York Jets at the Buffalo Bills. Dick Enberg, Randy Cross in that game there. 28-20, 1:15 left in regulation.
Welcome to rainy, windy Buffalo. Dick Enberg, Randy Cross. The Buffalo Bills have just scored to cut the New York Jets lead to 28-20 and recovered an onside kick. 1:15.
Cast booth, everybody. Ian Eagle along with Solomon Wilcots. The theme throughout the week for both of these teams, it's desperation. We'll start with the New York Jets and their quarterback, Chad Pennington. It's no secret, Solomon, this could be the last stand for Pennington. Kellen Clemens is waiting in the wings if Pennington has any missteps.
There is no doubt. Indeed, it is time for Chad Pennington to get it going. They need pinpoint passing from their quarterback, Chad Pennington. Every one of his 6 interceptions have come during their 3-game losing streak. And then when it comes to running the ball, keep up with the Joneses. Continue to feed the ball to Thomas Jones, and good things tend to happen. And then lastly, in the Jets secondary, they must cover and defend the end zone. There's no doubt. Chad Johnson, TJ Houshmandzadeh will test your coverage. If you can't cover, then they can light up the scoreboard.
Meanwhile, for Cincinnati, 4-game losing streak for the Bengals. Their quarterback, Carson Palmer, is putting up impressive numbers. It's just not translating into wins.
Yeah, I think he plans to get back on track today. I think the key for the Bengals is protection for Carson Palmer. It leads to points. If you give him time, he will light up your defense. And then the wide receivers, well, they must be in the right place at the right time. Poor reads has led to errors and miscues and plenty of confusion and frustration. The receivers have to get it going along with Carson Palmer. Then the defense, it's all about turnovers and takeaways. When they've won the turnover advantage, they've won 25 of their last 28 games.
Cincinnati has won the toss. The Jets will kick it off. New York 1-5. The Bengals 1-4. We're underway from Paul Brown Stadium in the Queen City. Glenn Holt, the return man for the Bengals. And Holt taking it across the 30-yard line, emerged through a hole, but cut down at the 34 by Eric Smith on special teams. Carson Palmer 10 career 300-yard passing games, including last week, a 27-20 loss to Kansas City. But the Bengals 4-6 in those 10 games. Offensive line, good sign for Cincinnati. Willie Anderson is back. He was inactive last week with a knee and foot injury, but no Rudy Johnson today. He is inactive with a hamstring injury, so Kenny Watson gets the start once again. On first down from the 34. On the end around, TJ Houshmandzadeh getting to the outside, and Houshmandzadeh is bottled up across the 40 by Kerry Rhodes. 8.5-yard gain with Kenyon Coleman also helping out with a tackle. Take a look at the Jets defense. Coleman had his first sack as a Jet last week, a 16-9 loss to Philadelphia. Tackling has been a major issue for this Jets defense. The linebacking core, and in the secondary, Eric Coleman did not get the start. Abram Elam in his second year out of Kent State, a surprise starter, number 27, former member of the Dallas Cowboys. On a 2nd and 2 now for the Bengals. Cincinnati has a high-powered offense. Scoring points has not been a problem. Low throw. Glenn Holt getting up, running after the catch. A heads-up play. It was a clean catch. Darrelle Revis, the rookie, was over there, but never touched him on the ground. And a first down.
Yeah, Revis was in tight coverage. You can expect the Cincinnati Bengals, along with Carson Palmer, they will put the ball in the air today. They believe they can test and challenge the Jets' pass defense, and with Rudy Johnson out of the game, it's clear they are a pass-first, run-second offense.
So now Cincinnati in Jets territory after the clean catch by Holt. Nickel package for the Jets. Hank Botique, who had an interception last week, is in there for New York. On the quick throw, and a stamp on TJ Houshmandzadeh. David Barrett with the smack, and it's incomplete. And Houshmandzadeh is laid out. He has been as hot as anybody at the wide receiver position in the NFL.
It's an out route right into the presence of David Barrett. He runs right through TJ Houshmandzadeh.
Houshmandzadeh is on pace to break the NFL single-season reception record. Right now, he's on the ground.
Time for the coin toss. Visiting team, call it in the air. Want a good, clean game. We're all professionals here. You got change for $1.
Want to get away?
Now you can. Get your game on with Southwest Airlines and Visa. Go to southwest.com and use your Visa card to tackle fares from $49 to $109. There's no better way to be in the game. Suit up and purchase by October 29th.
Ain't it good? Ain't it right? That you are with me here tonight. The music playing, our body swaying in time. Rock me gently, rock me. Baby, baby, rock me gently, rock me slowly.
Introducing the new all Jeep Liberty.
Don't you know?
Stay tight in the pocket. Be on time. Is he blitzing?
3 seconds until sack.
Work your eyes to the left. Stare down that safety. Off the mic. What's the corner doing? Left seat or left right?
2 seconds until sack.
We need this one.
Looking for Harrison. Harrison's completely covered.
1 second until sack.
Breaking free. Who's breaking hot? Who's more hot?
As soon as Manning thinks it, then you see it. Highlights, updates, and scores at the speed of light. This is the NFL at sprint speed.
Tomorrow, just how crazy is Ted's new girlfriend?
A girl is allowed to be crazy, as long as she is equally hot.
Then it's the birds and the bees.
I'm sexually available.
Genius style.
What does it mean?
Come on, you went to college.
Yes, but I was 11.
A new Big Bang Theory after a new How I Met Your Mother. CBS tomorrow.
TJ Houshmandzadeh just had the wind knocked out of him. That smack from David Barrett. He'll be back in there. Was able to walk off on his own. And a 2nd and 10 now from the Jets' 41. Bengals have dropped 7 of their last 8 games. They're 6-12 since a 3-0 start last year. Kenny Watson finds a hole and a 5-yard gain. Good blocks up front. Whitworth and Guycheck along that left side. For the
Bengals are finally running the ball. What's going to happen in this game? Carson Palmer is going to read the two safeties for the New York Jets. If one of them comes down into the box and create an 8-man front, he's going to check to a pass play. On that particular play, both safeties stayed deep, so he checked to the run play, decided to hand the ball off to Kenny Watson.
And a 3rd and 5 now for Cincinnati. Jets trying to stop the drive here. Promising start for the Bengals after the long gainer to Holt. And a penalty flag. Our referee today, Tony Corrente, the veteran.
False start, offense, number 76, 5-yard penalty, remains 3rd down.
Now Solomon, that's Levi Jones, who had a major struggle last week dealing with Jared Allen of the Kansas City Chiefs. Actually got benched by Marvin Lewis.
Had to be pulled from the game. Jared Allen was with one-man wrecking crew. A couple of sacks, 2.5 sacks against Levi Jones. Forced to fumble as well, and so they had to get Jones out of the game. And on that play, in the legal procedure, he moved before the snap. So he's got to settle in and play much better today. 3rd downs have been a huge problem for Cincinnati their last 2 games. 1 of 18 combined. Out of the shotgun, Palmer, he is sacked by Brian Thomas. So the Jets defense responds on the first possession of the day. And Brian Thomas just comes off the left side. So he's going to be right here. See, he's just going to come and loop around, and this is what they're doing to confuse the blocking scheme. See, he'll just come around, and then Willie Anderson blocks no one. He doesn't see him coming from the other side. So the right tackle, Willie Anderson, as they're passing off in their zone protection, could not see Thomas come in for the sack.
Kyle Larson is on to punt it with Leon Washington standing at his own 10. And Larson gets it off. Wobbly kick. Washington, fair catch called for. He lets it bounce. And it rolls into the end zone. The Jets will have it at the 20. A 49-yard punt, a net of 29. We'll see Chad Pennington and the Jets offense when we come back to Cincinnati.
Ain't it good? Ain't it right? But you are with me here tonight. The music playing, a body swaying in time. Rock me gently. Rock me. Baby, baby, rock me gently. Rock me slowly.
Introducing the new all Jeep Liberty.
Don't you know?
Longer. Leaner. Sleeker. Step up to exceptional taste that's never filling. Budweiser Select in the new Slim can. Slim is in.
And Carl Edwards of Team Dish All-Stars wins again.
Look at the excitement down on the track. Carl's flipping over the incredible HD offer from Dish Network.
That's right, Jerry. Team Dish All-Stars can't stop celebrating the best deal in HD.
Get the best racing action with Dish Network and over 100 of the hottest channels for only $29.99 a month. Plus, get 6 free months of Dish HD and a free HD DVR upgrade. Call today and save up to $800 instantly on a Sharp Aquos HD LCD TV. Get the best sports and movies in HD with Dish Network.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. With Southwest Airlines' convenient nonstop flights, it's like having your own company plane. Lipitor. And by Chrysler. The way our vehicles come together is what sets us apart. Chrysler, engineered beautifully.
Back in Cincinnati, the Jets offense has not scored a touchdown in their last 6 quarters. They open up with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. And the future of Chad Pennington cloudy as a starting quarterback on a short leash. Pennington throwing on 1st down. Wide open. Sean Ryan, the tight end, goes down out across the 40-yard line. It's a 22-yard hookup. Pennington, 6 interceptions in his last 3 games. And this is the offense that he'll go to battle with today on that offensive line. Nick Mangold, back in his hometown, Centerville, Ohio, about 40 minutes from here. Backs and receivers. Thomas Jones coming off his best game as a Jet, a season-high 130 yards on the ground. And he'll get his first touch up the middle and not much there. Madieu Williams among those there for Cincinnati, a 1-yard gain for Jones. Well, as Cincinnati hasn't been able to stop anybody with regularity, Brian Robinson is starting at end. That is because Robert Gathers is starting at an outside linebacker position, and the former Jet, Anthony Schlegel, getting the start at middle linebacker. They have really stepped up their depth at that position because of injuries. In the secondary, Jonathan Joseph is back for Cincinnati after a 1-game suspension. Barnes in the backfield with Jones. On second down, here's Pennington. Protection holds up. Throwing the deep ball. Pennington looking long. He's got Coles. Touchdown, Jets. Separation for Coles. 57 yards. Jets strike first.
Did someone say anything about arm strength? Because I think Chad Pennington told us he was going to come out today as we take a look at Lavernius Coles on Delta O'Neal. The double move, bending it back inside. He throws it past the cornerback and safety as Lavernius Coles goes in for a touchdown. What did Chad Pennington tell us? I got to get back to playing CPF football.
And we look at each other.
CPF, what is that?
Chad Pennington football.
Amazing. I think we saw exactly what it is on that play.
Longest pass play of the season for the Jets. 57 yards. Eric Mangini told Chad Pennington, look, if you're in a hole, stop digging. Don't change who you are, because that's always been good enough.
In college, I wanted to be an architect. But after my father had a heart attack, I devoted my life to studying the heart.
Inventor of the Jarvik artificial heart, Dr. Robert Jarvik.
Now I trust my heart to Lipitor. Adding Lipitor lowers bad cholesterol 39 to 60% when diet and exercise aren't enough. And Lipitor does more. Unlike Crestor, Vytorin, and Zetia, Lipitor is FDA approved to reduce the risk of heart attack and stroke if you have several common risk factors for heart disease.
Ready, Dad?
Yep. And Lipitor is one of the most researched medicines. I'm glad I take Lipitor as a doctor and a dad. Lipitor is not for everyone, including people with liver problems and women who are nursing, pregnant, or may become pregnant. You need simple blood tests to check for liver problems. Tell your doctor if you're taking other medications or if you have any muscle pain or weakness. This may be a sign of a rare but serious side effect. Lipitor is one of many treatment options to consider with your doctor. Don't wait. Ask your doctor.
We gave it a premium MyGig media system for music, photos, and 3D maps. Added leather-trimmed seats that swivel 180 degrees and exclusive Sirius satellite TV. Then we merged it all with an incredibly smooth ride. The all-new Chrysler Town & Country with the best powertrain warranty in the business. Chrysler, engineered beautifully.
That's Harvey's parent.
Yesterday we asked Chad Pennington, what does he specifically have to do to get things going? And he told us flat out, I've got to bring more energy to this offense.
And that's what he talked about, just coming out and making plays. He said, I got to cut it loose and let it all hang out. I think we saw it on that play. Beautiful play design by the offensive coordinator, Brian Schottenheimer. Now, here's Jericho Cotchery. This is interesting. He's going to come here. That draws the safety up in man coverage. It allows the double move by Lavernius Coles here, but the backside corner's got to fold over to protect from the inside post from Lavernius Coles. So the receiver at the bottom, he pulls the safety out of center field. That leaves the middle wide open for Lavernius Coles. The backside corner, Jonathan Joseph, doesn't get over the top. Easy throw for Chad Pennington. I think we saw plenty of arm strength, and that's what he's been criticized for, not having the kind of arm strength to make that kind of throw.
After the touchback from Mike Nugent, Bengals take over at their own 20. Fake the handoff. Palmer steps. He's throwing the deep ball. Looking for Chad Johnson. He's got him. Big play. David Barrett with the tackle. 56-yard passing catch.
How do you like that? Bob Bratkowski says, if you can go up top, so can we. And does Chad Johnson need to get off to a fast start in this game? He has struggled. He and Carson Palmer failed to hook up for a touchdown in each of their last 2 games. Both have sort of been out of sync, have not been able to get on the same page. And boy, what a beautiful throw from Carson Palmer.
And the longest pass play of the season for the Bengals. Tit for tat. Jets and Bengals with the Jets in front 7-0 from the 25. On the toss, Watson's got a lane. And spins his way out across the 20. Eric Guycheck, the center, leaning to his left for a key block at a 7-yard gain.
Well, the Bengals offense, they can move it. I think as long as it's not a third down play, they seem to be able to be productive. First and second down, if they can just continue to move the chains on first and second down, that's where they've been productive. And Carson is going to continue to put the ball in the air, as he told us.
Call it a 2nd and 3. First man through, Jeremy Johnson, a rare carry for him, just his 4th of the year. And he picks up a yard. Hobson and Robertson combine to bring down the fullback.
And now they force themselves into a 3rd and 2 situation. Typically, you know, when Rudy Johnson is in the game, it gives Bob Bratkowski, the Bengals offensive coordinator, I think a great deal more of options. But right now, I think you've got to come into this game understanding that you got to ride Carson Palmer. You got to allow T.J. Houshmandzadeh and Chad Johnson get off to a good start and allow them to play just a wide open style on offense.
So 3rd and a manageable 2 yards for the Bengals. And another penalty flag on 3rd down. They had a 3rd and 5 earlier.
Offense, number 76. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, 3rd down.
And it's the same culprit, Levi Jones.
They may have to get him out of there again. They don't like 3rd down. I know Levi right now isn't a big fan of 3rd down. I think he's cognizant of the speed coming off the corner where he's been beaten. And he got off to a slow start in training camp, got off to a slow start at the beginning of the season, and we saw it last week in Kansas City. He continues to struggle here today.
So from a 3rd and 2 to a 3rd and 7, that's going to skew the numbers as well. They had a very makeable 3rd down. Their last possession couldn't make it. It turned into a 3rd and 10. Over the middle. And the connection made to Houshmandzadeh. They convert. Houshmandzadeh is down at the 10, and a new set of downs for Cincinnati to work with.
Oh, it's clear to me, for Cincinnati anyway, this game is going to be won or lost by the receivers for the Cincinnati Bengals. T.J. Houshmandzadeh has been phenomenal. Comes into this game 8th in the NFL in receiving yards, and boy, has he been phenomenal. 7 touchdown passes, tied 3rd in the NFL, has 47 catches. He says, yeah, I've dropped 3. I could have had 50. So he was lamenting about those 3 drops.
On the pitch, D.D. Dorsey, the former Indianapolis Colt who won a Super Bowl with the Colts last year. He got cut down low by Abram Elam and limited to a 3-yard gain. Cincinnati can still get a 1st down. They spotted the football just outside the 10-yard line.
So here on a 2nd down play, and obviously you want to run it enough to keep the defense honest. I think you have to be able to get the tight ends involved. Now, somewhere, somehow, a 3rd wide receiver is going to have to emerge in this offense and become a productive part of the offense for the Bengals.
Cincinnati is averaging over 25 points per game, but they're allowing over 31 points per game. On the give, Watson shedding a tackler. And brought down inside the 5 by Elam. So 3rd and short upcoming for Cincinnati after the 6-yard gain.
Well, during this 4-game losing streak, the one impressive player I think all the Bengals talk about and all the coaches talk about has been Kenny Watson. He's done a really good job filling in for Rudy Johnson and has taken advantage of the opportunities that he gets. I know Carson Palmer, very high on his ability not only run the ball, to catch it out of the backfield, and in pass protection, Kenny Watson has been very good.
And Rudy Johnson has been such a workhorse for this team. Watson has been forced into a prime-time role in an injury in the preseason to Kenny Irons, the rookie out of Auburn, torn ACL. Palmer floats one up, incomplete, through the outstretched arms of Chad Johnson in a matchup with Barrett, and it's 4th down for the Bengals.
Looked like a well-thrown ball to the back pylon, trying to get it to Chad Johnson. Not able to haul it in. And you'd like to be able to go to another play, but this is one that has worked so well. He's open. He just dropped it, hit him right in the hands. And we told you that Chad has been struggling. a little bit. He's got to find it. Has to get off to a good start in order for him to be productive for 4 full quarters.
Shane Graham on for a short field goal. He's made 34 of his last 35 attempts. And the 20-yarder is good. Bengals get 3. They wanted 7, but Chad Johnson couldn't haul it in. 7-3 Jets in front. First quarter action continues.
With seats that swivel 180 degrees, a one-touch power folding third row, and exclusive Sirius satellite TV with dual DVDs. It's proof that parents can be as smart as their kids. The all-new Chrysler Town & Country, with the best powertrain warranty in the business. Chrysler, engineered beautifully.
We need more customers. So, what? Advertise?
Ask the ad guru.
The first path, Yellow Book.
Excellent. Yellow Book. But what about the internet?
The second path, yellowbook.com.
What if people look on search engines?
The third path, trust Yellow Book to place your ad on powerful search engines across the internet. The path begins with Yellow Book.
Business is off the charts. Wherever you look, Yellow Book.
They use it to shoot the game. They use it to broadcast the game. They use it to produce the game.
The main man on the field today is Peyton Manning.
So why wouldn't you use it to watch the game?
That's Peyton Manning.
Nice Sony. Scoot over a bit, will you?
Nothing compares to a Sony Bravia HD TV because high definition is in our DNA.
Anybody got any chips?
You're watching the NFL on CBS. The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Yellow Book. Wherever you look, Yellow Book. For more information, call 1-800-YB-YELLOW. And by Sony. High definition. It's in Sony's DNA.
65,000 on hand here at Paul Brown Stadium. The Jets with a 7-3 lead on the Bengals. 5:47 to go in this first quarter. Shane Graham will kick it off after the 20-yard field goal. Leon Washington leads the NFL with a 36.4 kickoff return average from the 8. Washington. Oh, that hole closed up as he hit the 30-yard line, and it'll go down as a 26-yard return. Pennington and the Jets offense on the field when we come back.
I'm a ballet dancer at the New York City Ballet, and I have a blog called thewinger.com. It's like a dance collaborative blog, and I mobile blog from backstage. So I use the iPhone a lot for that purpose. During the performance, I can snap photos from the wings, photos of dancers putting their point shoes on, and send it directly to the website so people can see what's going on in real time. Could be backstage in my dressing room doing that. It's multitasking. It's important, even for ballet dancers.
Monopoly's back at McDonald's.
All right, y'all, here's the plan. Son, I need you to go 2 blocks, shake left, then hit the McDonald's on the right. Got it? Gotcha. Baby girl, I need you to run a double arch route.
People all over have started their game plan with almost $200 million in cash and prizes and a guaranteed bonus piece on large fries and other favorites. Game's on.
Honey, you go deep. I'm talking McDonald's downtown.
Hey, what about me?
Take your hat off to a legend, son.
Make some room. DirecTV's now pumping out over 70 of the best channels in HD. And soon up to 100. Get yours today.
Now on DVD.
My name is Optimus Prime.
The movie everyone's talking about is the #1 DVD in America.
Bring it!
Get it fast. Get it now.
Go, 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 go!
Get it while you still can. Transformers. Own it today. CBS Tuesday. Was it suicide or murder?
If you'd done your job, my best man wouldn't be dead.
New NCIS. Then, how far would you go?
The chip inside you or not is going with us.
To survive.
There's an extra grand in it. Cash.
The Unit. New episode after a new NCIS CBS Tuesday.
The MetLife Blimps. Snoopy 3 is providing today's aerial coverage. Look for the MetLife Blimps as they team up with CBS for more coverage this fall. And the Jets take over, a 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line. Chad Pennington is no stranger to the situation that he finds himself in right now. The quick count and the handoff to Thomas Jones up the middle, and he'll pick up 3 yards with Landon Johnson there to make the stop. Go back to 2002, Solomon. Chad Pennington's the backup to Vinny Testaverde. You and I are doing the game down in Jacksonville. There's a groundswell in New York that Testaverde's time is up as the starter. Herman Edwards makes the decision, goes with Pennington. He takes over in that game. Offense shows some progress. The next week he's the starter. He's been the starter ever since, other than injuries costing him. Brad Smith in as a 3rd receiver. Right now, he's on the other end of that equation with Kellen Clemens, the backup, waiting for his chance, and right now a very popular pick amongst the fans. Handoff to Jones, and Thomas Jones accelerates for a 1st down across the 45.
There's no doubt that Thomas Jones is also a huge part of the equation here with the New York Jets. His ability to fuel the running game. And I thought even last week with 130 yards rushing that the passing game could come alive. If he's going to give you the kind of product